of
Alright.
90s theme songs. 90s anime theme songs are the best.
They're up there.
Objectively and subjectively.
This is not 90s. This is quite a bit earlier.
Yeah, 80s.
70s to 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Ranma 1/2 is old. Like, it's...
Because it was after... How long after Urusei was it?
Don't ask me these questions. I don't fucking
Urusei
know.
was the 70s.
Again, why do you pretend to like anime so much?
Fuck you, okay? I watch old anime. I've gotten to the point where I am the hipster, all right?
All right, great.
I would rather watch Battle Angel Alita, which I know is not great. It's not the best, over fucking Darling in the Franxx any day.
You'd rather watch old mediocre stuff than new decent
And it
stuff.
looks better. I'm
Right.
sorry.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
That
everyone.
CGI in the new Battle Angel movie looks amazing. Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh man, it's like she's really
There.
It's like
Japanese.
she's really the shot where she's riding on the dude's bike, like holding onto his back. It's like My Waifu, the movie.
I forget. Is it the thing that her eyes are supposed to look like that?
It's
I
not
don't
just her
remember that
eyes
being-
that's CG. It's a whole thing.
Yeah,
She's
no,
like
no, I understand that, but like her eyes are specifically fucked. Like
Yeah.
in the CG, her eyes are absolutely fucked, and I don't know if that's a thing that
They
like.
fixed it since they first revealed it,
Okay,
but it's still not great. Like
I haven't seen it.
I will try and find it really
Yeah.
fast.
Well, I'm
but-
not gonna be able to see it from here anyway.
They announced that movie way too early because I thought it would have already been out by now. It comes out in December.
James Cameron announces movies 20 years before they even happen.
It's true.
He was working on the Avatar before Titanic was even released.
All right. No, I was wrong. It's still pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. She looks like the fucking. Who's the character in Guardians of the Galaxy? The bug lady. She can
isn't
control-
it Mantis or something?
Yeah, Mantis. I think it's Mantis. She
Yeah,
just
but
looks
she's
like
supposed
Mantis.
to be a bug.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
works
different.
for her. Alita's just a battle angel. I don't know if
It
battle
doesn't make any
angels have
sense as
big
all the
blue
other
eyes.
people just look like dudes.
Also, I think Mantis is all practical, while this is just entirely CG.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why they didn't just.
Well,
James
it's-
Cameron just wants to fucking up his. Like, he has access to a CGI budget. It's still left over. He still wants to use it.
I want to know someone who's like, this is a stylistic choice, and I like it.
No, that's what it is. And that's
Yeah,
totally
But
the
nobody
fucking.
likes it. That's the
Yeah, nobody
difference.
fucking likes
Right.
it, but it's totally a stylistic choice that people are like absolutely going to defend. It's going to
Yeah.
happen. I haven't seen it happen yet, but like I also haven't dug very deep into the Alita lore on the subreddits, as it were.
I think it would have. I wouldn't feel as jarring if all the other characters were CGI too. Why is
Yeah.
she the only CGI thing? It reminds me of like a bad commercial.
Well, not
Like
only
she's
that,
like the mascot for some insurance company that's trying to sell.
not only that, but like one of the main bad guys is CGI. No, he's not actually.
No, he's got a
No,
normal
he's-
face. He's
Yeah,
just
he's
got
a normal
spooky
dude.
Robot
I don't get
parts.
it.
I don't know.
I don't fucking get it.
It's like you're trying to make it look like a manga or an anime, right? But you know what's a really good way to do that? You just watch the anime, or you just read.
This frame says it all.
She looks like like a virtual YouTuber on the back of that
Yeah.
fucking bike.
Oh my god! It's like the face rig. She's,
Yeah. Oh my god.
it's like you
Long
slide
time
it
watcher,
once,
first time donator.
you slide it over
You
once.
donate
You guys
200.
mind if I take my girlfriend to the party? Yeah, sure. What the fuck is that?
Oh my
What the-
god!
I'll donate $250 if James Cameron fucking fix Battle Angel's eyes.
God.
Bleed his eyes tonight.
It's
I'll
like
do it.
the petition going around to fix Last Jedi, but it's just to fix a movie before it even comes out.
Yeah. Start up those change.org petitions that we all.
Yeah.
Why do people even still make those? They know they don't work.
No, they do. That's the
Yeah.
thing. They absolutely have.
Not for our stuff.
Well, okay, name
No,
one
yeah.
successful.
Fuck yeah.
Name one successful change.org page right now.
Okay, I swear to God, I saw one the other day. I swear to God, don't fucking
No,
call
it
me out
happens
on
all the
this.
time, dude. Let me Google.
I gotta Google. No, I was reading it on fucking Resetera. I'm trying to remember what it was.
That's fake then. There's no way.
Oh, God damn it. You know what? I have seen one work.
All right.
I was the one. I'm not gonna tell you it doesn't,
So it was just once.
but it worked. And that's
One
enough for the
time.
internet.
That's not enough for me.
No, it's not, and I agree. But like, it worked.
Not Another Podcast, episode 12. Special guest star
Jesse Thaul.
Inexpensive Jew. You may find him on Bandcamp. You can find him.
Can you get a new artist
Twitter.
name?
I've been
Please?
working on it. I'm working on
Please?
it.
Because you know what? Like, Inexpensive Jew was really great back in the day, but it's really hard to turn to people I know and be like, you've got to look up IJ. Who? Just
Yeah.
He is.
I've been really
Inexpensive Jew.
considering
He's
that.
Jewish. I promise you. He follows the faith.
I'm gonna have a rebrand coming soon. The Real Schlemiel. Get ready.
Oh my god.
I was surprised that's never been a thing. I'm like, no one's called themselves the Real Schlemiel before. Okay, but no, for now it's Inexpensive Jew. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, of
Thank you
course.
for being here.
I wish we had a
Yeah.
podcast. Like, I'm looking more at the list, and I'm like, I don't know any of this video game shit that Jesse could actively really have an opinion on, because Jesse's a real boy with a real job, and it's very. he's
You know what
very
I have
busy.
been doing video game wise though, or do you want me to wait until you guys?
Well, we can go right
go
into
into
it.
No, hey,
I'd love to. I
First
actually
guest
have an answer
star.
for this.
Sure, first guest. Hey, man, Jesse, tell us what you've been watching, what you've been playing, what you've been listening to.
Not necessarily in that order, but
Okay, I was gonna say I want to go into gaming first though because I was one of the early adopters of the Oculus. I
Right.
bought it like it was my first dumb paycheck spend, and it just collected dust underneath my bed for the longest time. And now like 2 years have passed, and it's given people enough time, given devs enough time to make stuff for it. I put it back on, and there's a ton of great Oculus games out there. And most games now are like that used to just be Vive only, are now Oculus and Vive. So I don't know if you guys heard of Beat Saber,
yep.
Yeah.
but it's fucking amazing. I've been playing Beat Saber, and I've been playing 11 Table Tennis, which is just a ping pong game. And the craziest thing about the table tennis game is that you actually can play against real people. And I didn't know this until I got a little notification on the side. You know, you're like a fight request in a game. It's
Yeah.
like it shows up on my side, and it just says the username, which was just like a balanced breakfast. Yes, no. And I looked over to it, and I was like, I like.
Oh boy.
no.
Oh no. Hold on. Oh, that was a good joke too.
That was a
Max
really
has to
good
get up.
joke.
Some stream.
Max, hold on, you're cutting out. It's my fault.
Why is it your fault? I don't understand.
My Discord sucks.
Like his hand
I
gestures
don't know.
while he's
Hold
talking.
on, Jesse. Hold on.
It's just crazy.
Jesse, we
It's just a
lost
lot.
you.
Oh my god.
You said a balanced breakfast. I like.
Oh no.
And I know. I was ready for the build-up. Now I gotta sit
Oh,
over
man.
here. I can't sit on the couch
No,
today.
it's all good, man. I was sort of rushing into that story a bit too much. But long story short, I ended up connecting to a user whose username was a balanced breakfast, and I didn't realize that. And I wound up having a conversation with this guy in my living room about table tennis and life and whatever. And the greatest part about it is that you see each other hand gesturing because it's VR. So it's VR multiplayer. So you're like, yeah, how's it going? Oh yeah, whatever. And like he's like, oh yeah, like if you want to change your top spin settings, you go in here. And he was like super helpful. And yeah, by the end of the match, it was just like, hey, yeah, see you around. And I don't know. I'm a huge lover of VR games right now.
Yeah.
How does Jesse come off of like most experiences having like the most wholesome experience? Yet anytime I fucking get on like a multiplayer game, someone calls me the N-word 2 seconds in. Like I don't even
What
get like a
multiplayer
fucking.
games you playing?
Well, I mean, not the ones that you are. I'll tell you that much for sure.
I almost would argue as to say that VR is still so new that the only people that have it are the people that are, I don't know, mature enough to know how to set it up on a fancy
Yeah.
I would
computer
like to
and-
lead
you
you
know what I
over
mean?
to the VR chat section of Twitch, and I would like you to
Oh,
say that to
no.
me with a straight face again.
Well,
Okay,
the
I
thing
take
is
it
with
all
VR
back.
chat is you don't need VR for that.
No, you don't.
So a
That's
lot of the
true.
people doing that are just hopping on their computer because one, it's free,
Mm-hmm.
and two, you can harass a bunch of people who are jacked into the database.
Yeah.
There was something that I had seen a story a while back that I thought was really cool. And this is going to sound very strange as I go into it, but like there was a bunch of people in a chat room and they were having a good time, and they noticed one of the guys was having an issue, and they were like, "Oh, haha, what's wrong?" And the guy was having a fucking like seizure.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
some
Jesus.
idiots were trying to be really terrible people and were just like blaring fucking awful lights in the dude's face. So a bunch of
Oh
people
my
just
God.
crowded around the dude who still had he was seizing so hard he still had the headset on. So they crowded around the dude and actually covered like him from the lights with their character models and tried talking him out
Good.
of it and basically sat there with him to help him through this incredible like awful experience. And it was
Jesus.
very strange to see like you sit there and you think like, oh well, what you would never be able to have that experience in any other video game. Like that's
Yeah.
something that's so unique to VR that is both terrifying and also amazing to see the breadth of the human experience shared in literally 1 2-minute clip.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I
Jesus.
honestly, not that story. It sucks that happened to him, but
Yeah, that's terrible.
I am genuinely really excited to see how VR develops because it changes I think it'll change the way you interact with other players. It'll change the way you interact with like games and stuff. I think VR is super cool, and I really I don't think it's a fad this time. I think they're really making great strides in it. But I really
Yeah.
hope it evolves past just being a gimmick where you get these experiences that you can only get in VR. And I want my full dive.
I think the more
I'll say it
you
every
break
time
down,
VR comes
Your
up.
full dive. What's your full dive?
and he's just trying to push sword art. That's all
It's-
he's trying to do. He just wants sword art to be a thing.
The idea of a like Tron level virtual reality where it's like you are in the virtual space
yeah,
Right.
is
it's
cool
strong.
to me.
It's super
Like-
strong.
It's gonna bring me into playing because this is my thing, but when I pick up a video game for the most part, I want something that's just kind of quick. You know, like I said, like I gravitate to ping pong, I gravitate to a rhythm game, or even a fighting game for that matter, just because it feels like when it's a single player experience, it's a big commitment to go all the way through with the
Yeah.
story. However, I think VR games are going to get me to do the single player thing again because when it's VR, it's super immersive and it beckons on your ability to.
God damn it.
What happened?
It happened again.
What are you doing?
What is going on with your
Nothing's-
damn
it's
program,
just
boy?
Discord. Hold on 1 second.
Everybody,
Everybody
it's just Discord.
hold on. I'm gonna restart Discord real quick. I'll be right
All
back.
right.
Oh my god.
Stream, we're taking a short commercial break. Now would be a good time to read a donation.
First time caller, second time donator.
So we don't date this too hard. SGDQ 2018 is happening while we're streaming this
Yeah.
because we really just didn't want any listeners or viewers. CEO, GDQ, they're all
Oh my
happening at the same time.
Yeah, and as you can
Oh,
tell, we're
man.
not going to CEO this year because even though it's the first year that it's the biggest year ever,
Yeah.
Max is broke.
Yeah.
I'm kind of broke.
I remember last year being in Max's apartment around this exact time, watching Jabali dig a power glove out of the beach. That was my experience last year.
Oh my god.
That's right. We watched the end of Street Fighter here.
Yeah, that's right.
I want MagFest because I'm definitely going to try to shoot for MagFest this year. I want MagFest to be a year where all of us end up showing up.
I think a lot of people are becoming like dissatisfied with MagFest.
I was
But
just I
please
mean
don't
I
tell
just
me,
didn't go
because
last year.
I mean, there's got to be a con that people can
The-
go to and not be disappointed.
Yeah, MaxCon is gonna change the landscape for conventions.
I
Forever.
mean, it's happening around the same time MagFest, because if you're talking about MaxCon for Kingdom Hearts 3, which is now officially happening,
yeah.
we can do that. The 29th, when does the 29th land on?
I have no idea.
Let me find out. Anyways,
I
yeah,
was in the
no.
middle of gushing about the single player experience. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys know Insomniac's new VR game upcoming, Stormland, but I want that so much.
We saw
It
it
looks
on.
amazing.
We saw it during E3.
Did we?
It was
Yeah.
the one where it was a flying robot and he's in the sky
Yes.
and he has.
And it looks like it's gonna call upon, like, you know, it's pushing VR games to the very fabric of, you know, how far you can push a game and still make it immersive and thinking about the limitations.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like because VR, it's still really not 100% there yet, but with what we have, it's really cool to see what devs can do to push that and to be like, oh, so just standing in front of my desk with controllers in my hand could be so immersive, you know?
Yeah.
And they're really doing that with Stormland. It looks fucking awesome. The world looks beautiful.
I will say I'm very interested in, at the very least, picking up a PS4 VR, and
Oh yeah.
it's not worth talking about during my little segment, but I have played the HD the remaster of Zone of the Enders Second Runner, which
Oh,
has full VR support for the entire game.
wow.
And I've never wanted to play a game in VR more than that game.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be like that's gonna make me sick.
Yeah, that'll be
and
overwhelming.
I'm so excited.
I was gonna say. It's weird because that's a lot of like when people think like, because when you ask everyone what their favorite VR games are and you look at the community, everyone always goes straight for Skyrim or Fallout VR. And I'm just kind of like yeah, that's cool. You get to play the game that you're used to and that you love with new controls, but it's still, to me, it feels like a bit of a cop out to say, oh, that's my favorite VR game. You know? Because I feel like
Yeah.
this is the chance to like actually let the indie devs take over and make a successful game. Like that's like a best-selling thing. That's what happened with Beat Saber. When Beat Saber first came out, it sold like, what is it, like 30,000 units on like the Monday or something. You know what I mean? And that's like crazy for VR.
It's a simple
So-
game that has a very fun concept that Max totally made up and someone stole, but that's fine. You know.
Did you make up Beat Saber, Max?
Like
What's
a
the story
week
there?
before it came out, I was like, man, like VR, I want to be able to have like cool action like sequences in VR, but the problem is that locomotion is still not down pat yet. Like it's
Right.
either point to teleport or like, do stuff like that. So what if you
Right.
had like an action game where you go through like a series of fights, but rather than focus on moving around, it's all focused on timing. So you could do it like a rhythm game where these fights are set to songs where you have to swing in certain directions to either block or attack as like notes or attacks come at you to the rhythm of like music, and it'd be like a rhythm fighting like action game. And then a week
Well, that
later,
still
Beat
sounds
Saber
different
drops.
than Beat Saber.
It does, but
Yeah.
that means
but
they're,
now
also-
the
it
parallel
wasn't
can
also-
but now the parallel can
I-
be drawn like super hard.
they're one
though.
step closer.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
thing.
Beat Saber, they were teasing Beat Saber for months, by the way.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was,
just out of the
I
loop.
don't want to be that. Sorry, I don't like being that guy. Well, actually, pushes up glasses. But like, I remember following the development of that game for a really long time, and then when it finally came out, it was like Aphex Arcade is playing Beat Saber. I'm like,
Aphex
what?
Arcade is only playing Beat Saber.
That actually
Steven
is
only
true.
plays Beat Saber and fucking Killer Instinct. That guy
Forever.
doesn't have a real stream.
VR chat, Beat Saber, and Killer Instinct. Yeah, that's it.
That's
Delve
it.
into
Ah!
Just Messy Jesse. That's why I called the podcast Messy Jesse. Jesse, are you back?
no. Did it really?
Are you doing that on purpose now?
No, I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching nothing. I don't know what's causing this. Discord is just bad.
Discord. Is it Discord or is it your dang internet?
It
It
might be
Max?
your
very
internet.
well might be both.
It may or may not be both.
Let me check my connection info.
Take your time, bud.
No, yeah, it's looking fine. I'll just leave that up, I guess.
One more thing about VR. I tried VR chat with the Oculus, and what I didn't realize is your character for VR mode has standing and sitting mode. Now I was sitting playing VR. Or no, it was the other way around. I was standing.
Oh,
Sitting mode. So I flew through the ground, and every time I
Jesse,
swim mode
hold on.
with my arms.
What the fuck, man? I don't
really
like. This
have
is
no
doing it
idea.
more than it did with Lyle.
Hold on.
Or even Austin. Austin never had
We
this
have had
problem.
multiple guests that have never had this problem.
Is it literally
West
only
Coast.
people on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's a robobot.
I think it's only people on the West Coast.
Jesse, accept the invite I just sent you. I think I have an idea.
You're good. I'm shooting. That's West.
Jesse, if you can hear me, please. Oh, the podcast has to be called Messy Jesse now.
Lyle was on a podcast. Yeah, it was the first episode.
Yeah, it's the only one that gets views or comments.
Yeah.
I get a fucking notification every time. Jesse! Jesse!
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
It's the West Coast, dude.
it has to be.
It has to be the West Coast. Like your internet's just
What
not
I'm
good
trying
enough
to do is I have like a localized Discord I use to send photos between my phone and my computer, which is not an efficient way to do it at all. Jesse, can you hear me?
You know, the stream. That's the thing, is that the stream might be
Jesse.
perfect, but like, oh, you're just saying, you're being a piece of shit. Okay, thank you. I'm just kidding, Undead. I love you.
I'm not kidding. Jesse, join the server.
Actually, it was me.
Oh, it was
Just
you?
All my fucking shit just stopped working. Spotify's not loading. Nothing's lit. My internet's down.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
It's the West Coast. It's the net
It's always-
neutrality. It's a Mr.
It's
Ajit
like-
Pie.
You want to know how often my internet goes down?
How often?
Never.
Oh,
It just
Well.
knew I was recording. That's why.
Oh,
Anyway.
God.
well. Now we reintroduced Messy Jesse with no effects. We have depowered him, but he is still the same man.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Sorry I'm on my phone. Technical difficulties.
That's fine.
It spells it with my name. Ha ha ha. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Anyway, did you hear? I was trying to. Well, I had a dumb VR chat story.
Sure,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
hit us with
Try
it.
it again.
Okay, trying it from the beginning. Basically, I tried the VR chat with the Oculus on for the first time, and what I didn't realize is that there's two modes of play. There's sitting mode and standing mode, and I had mine on sitting mode, but I was standing, so I didn't realize that. So I'm walking around, and my character's clipping through the floor, and it looks like as I'm walking, he's pumping his arms and legs like he's doing the breaststroke. So I was like swimming like a fish, clipping through the ground, going, "Hey, how's it going?" And it's as Alex from Street Fighter. And I think I have a screen recording of it.
Oh, man. We're going to have to see that later.
God damn it.
Yeah. Also, it's really funny because when you figure that out, and you can like, yeah, you can if you find a mirror.
Jesse, where'd you
Jesse,
go?
you're muffled
you're
now.
in the other room.
Jesus.
What happened now?
You were
muffled.
that was your fault. You were muffling yourself.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I'm literally just talking into the phone. I turned
Jesse-
you guys off of speakerphone.
Jesse reporting live from the scene of the crime. Jesse,
Yeah.
tell us what you see.
We got a 950-274979.
Oh, no. That's a clipper.
We have an
That's a ground clipper. That's a street shark coming at you loud and live. You got to be careful.
The street sharks don't
Street
swim
shark.
through the street.
What
They
do they
don't,
do
but
if
Alex
they don't
does.
swim? If they're street sharks, Max? That's literally what they can do. Street sharks have the ability to swim through concrete. If they don't, that's bullshit. Don't
You guys
call
are
them
giving me an
sharks.
amazing. You guys are giving me an amazing idea for VR chat. If I'm a street shark and I swim through the ground, it will make so much more sense.
People will be less likely to scream when they see you
Yeah.
as you warm up through the floor.
I don't know. There's no situation where watching anything pop through the floor that may or may not have a humanoid shape would be okay with me.
Jesse.
That's like the ceiling man in Walmart you were telling me about the other day.
Oh, God. There was a man in the ceiling. I don't want to talk about it.
Max walks into a
God
Walmart, watches a man just walk around the ceiling, and says, "I'm leaving," which was probably a really
No,
good.
I didn't. I finished my grocery shopping and I went home. I needed eggs.
This ceiling boy is not going to stop me from getting a well-balanced breakfast.
Okay, I have to know. How did it feel the first time you did Alex's victory pose in VR?
It was the greatest feeling of my entire life. Oh, it's only second to me rubbing my nipples in the mirror as Alex in VR.
Man, dreams are a reality in 2018. Let me tell you.
VR chat. Am I the only one who went to see Ready Player One, and during the whole scene where the entire army of everyone's coming to fight the bad guy in VR, that it's just I'm imagining in real life this would just be a bunch of Ugandan knuckles clicking.
Yeah. No, Austin.
So you just hear an army of clicking.
No, Austin hit me with it wasn't VR chat the movie. I was talking about going to see it the next day on stream, and the entire time he would subtly work in the Ultimate Battle of Ultimate Destiny lyrics into the conversation. I didn't realize till he finished the fucking song.
He got you so good.
That's all I could think about through that whole goddamn movie.
I have
No, what happened again? What'd you do?
What? I don't understand.
Is it me?
Dude.
Is it me or is it?
I don't know
What did it-
anymore. Well, we can hear you. It comes back quicker now. You're here now.
Okay. Okay.
You're gone now. No, because I can see ours not lighting up. Look at that.
Doing the best I can.
Oh, God damn it.
Jesse, join that private Discord if you can hear me. This may be the first podcast I have to actively cut and
I think
edit.
I think that might be the thing. I think that honestly, if we switched over to a Discord server, we're fine.
Yeah, because it's a dedicated
Yeah,
thing.
it's a dedicated
That's
thing.
why I'm trying to join the Discord. The thing I linked. Do it.
I did.
Go join that thing.
Hello?
Hey, is it better?
This might work.
You sound better. We'll find out. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Why are you in the servers in Serbia? That would explain
The
everything.
server was not in Serbia.
I thought if I switched the server to Servia, it would be the better server.
Oh my God. Jesse Thaul slowly becoming his father.
I said it to
Yeah.
I said it to Wi-Fi Wisconsin.
It's my dad.
You do not deserve to get the laugh that I just gave you for Wi-Fi sconce.
Wi-Fi Wisconsin. It's not even a pun. It's just like a bad spelling mistake.
Just can't talk English good.
Oh God! You sound more clear, so I will.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
more clearer.
much clearer.
Hey, wait a minute. My internet is back, you guys.
Try
what
it
if I
again.
try to join? So wait. Can we start from the beginning?
I'm gonna heavily cut around this. This is gonna be the first podcast I have to edit. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you're good.
All right.
It was a long
Okay,
time coming.
okay.
I can't believe it's taken 12 before I've had to do major cuts.
Pretty good since the beginning of the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, we haven't done any
Dang, man.
controversial stuff at all yet.
All right. Hey.
Don't know. Give us
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Episode
Is it
6
good?
was a doozy. Yeah,
Was
sounds
it?
good.
I don't remember what episode
Okay.
6 was.
Sweet.
That was 6
So
episodes
hey,
ago.
guys. Thanks for having me on.
Hey,
Hey,
thanks for coming
everybody,
out. Hey,
welcome
tell us
in.
what you've been playing.
Well, I've been playing a lot of VR. You
Hey,
guys
that's
heard
cool.
of
What have you
11...
been watching instead?
I've been. VR is cool. I've been watching a show about VR. It's called Westworld. No, it's not about VR.
It might as well be.
It's about robots.
It might as well be. That is my show, though. I'm not even joking. I've been watching season 2. I'm not actually done with it yet because I heard it just finished, but I'm kind of behind. But that's what I've been up to watching. Really, I haven't been watching too much TV. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. What do you think about season 2 of Westworld? Because I haven't seen either,
Okay.
but I've heard everyone hates the second season. I guess I can't say so far anymore because it's over.
Is the Japanese instrument that the pluck guitar? Is that the shamisen? Is that what you call it? Is that just a
Maybe.
shamisen?
Maybe.
Okay,
Maybe.
there is a shamisen cover of Wu-Tang Clan's Cream.
Okay.
What?
Wu-Tang
All
Clan's Cream. The but it's like played on the shamisen.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the song, someone gets their fucking neck chopped off, and the top comment on the scene was "Protect your neck, lol."
All right, so Westworld season 2 is actually the best thing on TV. Then
Oh.
that's
Yeah,
what you're telling me.
That is not even a spoiler because you know what it feels like? It feels like season 2 is just so far it's just been a lot of one-offs that don't really further the plot. And in that episode it was like Shogun World. I wanted to call it East World because it's samurais, but that would be too easy. They called it
Yeah.
Shogun World. But
Shogunate.
yeah, Shogunate. And yeah, I don't know. It's that's the thing. Yeah, season 2 is very different from season 1. It's because season 1, at least to me, it felt like it was a bunch of different intersecting storylines that all come together at the end with some twists, and it felt really good. And so far this season, it's just not the same. And it's okay if it's trying to do something else, but what it's doing, it just feels like it's stalling time. And I don't know what the last episode of the second season is like, but if it's just another twist, then it just feels like, all right, well, is that all this show is going to be?
Could they have gotten like a different set of writers? Is that what did it maybe?
I don't know about that. I heard it was the same group of people who did the first one. That's what's so weird about it. I think people are just burnt out on it, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
Like, it was really cool when it first showed up, and then the second season, it's just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, people are kind of fickle and shitty. So I mean,
I hear a lot of like, why do the Cowboys beat the trained military with assault rifles and
Yeah.
tanks or whatever? Like,
See, this is the thing that bugs me.
nope,
Fuck.
it's fucking Discord.
Created robots that, the ethics of doing that. Have we actually created robots that can feel, and how should we feel about that? Treat them like people. However, those same robots are the people that are fucking murdering everyone every other episode.
Yeah,
And it's not even in in a way where it's like, oh yeah, they're getting revenge. It just seems like there's so many unnecessary fight scenes in the show. We're just like, oh, so I get it. It's HBO, but do we really have to show fucking guns and sex every 5 seconds?
Yes.
yes.
It kind of just feels it's like they're trying to fill the 50 minutes, and it's honestly one of the first shows in a long time where I'm actually checking my watch while I'm watching it, and then when I pause it, I'm like, really? I'm only 30 minutes in? It felt like an hour. So that's not necessarily a good sign.
I think that anytime you check your fucking watch to see what the time is during a show, you're not having a good time.
No.
That is the opposite of what a good time actually is. Are you trying to switch the servers? So
Yeah. All right.
Let's switch the servers
Pause
real quick.
for 1 second. Okay, maybe that's better.
Are you there?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
East Coast gets DOSed a lot, so we're in Central
Oh.
now. We're just streaming around the country.
Yeah, we're just
There's
jumping.
just more cyber bullies on the East Coast.
Yeah. That's where they all live. That's where their bully hut is.
Yeah.
Call it a
Bully
hut.
HQ.
The hipster pit.
Oh no.
It's right next to the bully hut.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
my god. Okay,
yeah,
now
I really-
music.
yeah.
Hit me with some of that music you've been going through, man. What you doing? What you listening to?
I've been following. Well, first of all, there's this hub of various artists that exists in the form of a YouTube channel called David Dean Burkhart. And all he is, he isn't a personality. No one knows who he is as a person, but that's just the name of the channel. And he just uploads random ass indie songs every day and links that to their Bandcamps and SoundCloud. So I've just been listening to like a combination of a shit ton of original stuff from all sorts of places, and it's great because I don't even have to leave my house and go searching or anything. It's just, oh, this guy uploads 5 different bands in the same day, and usually one of them sticks, and then I end up listening to them. So I've been listening to this band called Vansire. They're really good.
What do
Like
they
them
do?
a lot.
What are they into?
Like that kind of like Mac DeMarco sounding, like feel good type
Yeah.
vibe, indie rock sort of thing. They do that kind of stuff. And there's actually it's pretty funny, but on their Twitter there was a pretty good meme because it's pointing out that the is this a pigeon thing?
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was talking about it was like detuned 80s synthesizers, and it's like, is this Mac DeMarco? Because every other artist that also uses detuned 80s synthesizers gets those kind of comments.
That is
which
such a
kinda funny.
specifically targeted joke.
Yeah.
Like,
It is.
Yeah.
It doesn't get more like.
Like fucking hipster and niche. I'm in the right place then, Mr. Hipster on purpose.
Yeah,
Hey.
welcome. You're the most
Hey.
hipster of us
Hop
all.
on down this
Seriously.
fucking hairy hipster pit.
Oh, it's
Dude,
not
if you want me to
hairy,
sound the
Whitey's-
most hipster in the world, all you got to do is ask me about music. That's it. And
That's
then I'll just start
exactly
saying,
why I did it.
yeah, you're setting me up to be hated by all your fans.
No, that's the point. You're finally delivering on this massive lie that we've been stringing along.
Yeah, we're actually low-key normies. So
Yeah.
it's just good
Like,
that we
dude,
have a
I'm
real
the biggest
hipster.
hipster in the world. I like this game. Not sure you heard of it. Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like fucking underground, dude.
It's pretty underground because it's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
God, it's way no.
Remember when it was coming out for PS3? Remember that? I remember that.
Oh man, we have the most overground opinions.
Yeah.
I'm also very happy. I don't know if you guys saw. I actually got to check out Lyle's new Destructoid thing. But thank God that he pointed this out, and other people were too. They're fucking audio mixing, like the real sound design. It sounded like they left out the sound effects tracks. So like Sora like falls on his butt, and there's no music. There's no like,
Yeah,
bang.
so-
It's just
so-
him going.
So that is actually a thing that Square Enix does all the time to let you know why that game got delayed, because that means
Oh.
that you are literally watching unfinished cutscenes. That is
Jesus
not
Christ.
just that's a thing they did with Final Fantasy 15. It's a thing they did with 13 as well.
But the problem is we've seen at least some of those Toy Story cutscenes with sound effects.
Yeah,
Right.
And
but
you would at least have the dude editing the trailer add them in. So I can only
They
think
get
that
they
it's
get
a
people like me to do that like
yeah,
the day
like
of
Jesse,
sometimes.
it must have missed Jesse's desk.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, why are we
literally-
doing Kingdom Hearts?
it literally just sounds like they gave the guy the voice track and the fucking music track,
Yeah,
and
they
it
used-
wasn't caught in game. It was literally the man has the Pro Tools file of each of these fucking like
I was
random
thinking it happened
bits.
I was thinking it happened like The Mummy. You guys remember the Tom Cruise trailer where the IMAX YouTube channel accidentally uploaded the wrong version, and it
Yeah.
had the track. Well, the problem was that they uploaded a multi-track to YouTube, and YouTube only works stereo. So the multi-track, it just YouTube sees all 5 tracks and just takes 2 out of the middle, and the 2 it happened to take were an empty.
Like that.
fucking yeah, an empty.
An empty.
Ah!
There you go. Welcome back. An empty.
No, it's gonna happen.
Fuck.
It's staggered.
And
No, it's
the vocal
still-
track.
Yeah, an empty track and a vocal track. Yeah.
So all you heard from the Mummy trailer on the IMAX YouTube channel was just the Tom Cruise going, ah! 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 And everyone would like made memes about it because it was so bad. And that felt like that's exactly what happened with Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Three times.
someone messed that up.
3 separate times.
3 separate times. Well, I'm okay with that happening, if only because of the fact that every time we see more of that gameplay, it looks way more heinous in every shot. Like that motherfucker. What's the game doc look like? It literally
Yeah.
just says everything in the kitchen sink, and he just throws it on the desk. It's like everything you thought about video games, put it in here. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Who's gonna stop
Ship
us?
combat.
Square? Tell him to
Yes.
fuck off. Disney? Tell that motherfucker. Let me look Disney's corpse in the eye and tell that
Have you
motherfucker.
seen Marvel vs. Capcom? They don't care about quality.
Yeah. We can get away with literally whatever the fuck we want, and we will. Call them motherfuckers at Pixar up right now. Give us the
Speaking of
character models. We'll take them.
Link them to Modeler's resource.
Oh.
That's pretty much what it felt. Anyway, I want to say, speaking of E3 blunders, do you guys remember that poor like indie doctor game that they were showing off, and the guy's lavalier mic didn't work? And
Yeah.
then-
That
and
was.
then you get tuned into the conversation that the audio guys are having. They're like, "What the fuck happened to his sound? What the fuck's going on?" They're actually like yelling at each other. Why is this mic not on? Why is this mic not on?
There were
Like, you heard
more
that whole
technical blunders at this E3 than at any one I've seen in the past, and it got more and more frustrating to watch. During the PlayStation one, there was Russian interference.
We got hit. Did you see that, Jesse? Where they got the fucking in the middle of
Oh.
Spider-Man, they got hit with a Russian number station.
No
it was
way.
a Russian number station.
Number stations haven't existed since the Cold War. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Somebody wants Spider-Man dead.
They're like Spider-Man live footage is the equivalent of like the President of the United States speaking. So they're like,
Someone-
we have to interrupt this.
That was someone's sleeper cell code played over the E3 footage, and he's doing work right
It's
now.
amazing.
Oh
fucking
God.
The guy, by the way, the doctor guy's mic when that stopped happening. Do you remember the host tried to save it by bringing him close to his lavalier mic?
It was
So that he's, like,
actually
hugging
the
him?
funniest, cutest thing I've
That
seen
was
on
great.
E3.
He saved it. I was actually really happy about that. But
Yeah.
it's just crazy when you hear people off screen like yelling, like saying like, "What the fuck happened to his microphone? What's going on?" Like I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh no."
Well, that was like
You should-
every time after every Ubisoft announcement, they wouldn't like do their mics properly, so they go backstage,
Yeah.
and some people are like, "Yeah, we killed it. Yeah, we did it. They seem to really like
yeah,
it."
I remember
And
that.
then,
I
and then
remember that.
sometimes they'd go, "Those fucking idiots ate it up. They ate it
Yeah.
all up."
Yeah, there's one guy that was just like, "Yeah, it was pretty good," and the guy was just like, "It was okay." And then he
Yeah,
just
yeah,
plays
yeah,
the game
yeah.
right after he says that.
It's weird to think of how human, like, the people who show up to those things are. And then you
Elijah
get a-
Wood's my favorite.
you get a
He shows up and then forgets this fucking line flat out and goes, "Oh no." I love Elijah Wood. He's one of my favorite actors. It's great to see he's a good person.
line.
Yeah.
Oh man.
People all around the world from different Oh no.
Oh, God.
E3 was great. Anyways, I guess I'll since Max threw me under a bus.
I'm going to keep throwing you under this goddamn bus until you just do the thing.
All right.
Doing the thing.
All right, so to
Doing
catch
the thing,
Jesse
accomplishing
up,
the stuff.
we had so I notoriously do not watch any anime, even though I completely
You
identify
notoriously
as
don't
a
watch
weeaboo.
anything.
I watch hentai. Fuck off.
Well, why don't you talk about that every week?
All
then?
right, here we
Shit.
go.
God.
Onichichi. Jesus Christ. No, so I for being a quote unquote weeaboo, I don't watch any fucking anime, and all fucking Max does is watch anime all the time now, and work, but mostly watch anime.
Yeah.
And then he just sat there but he also doesn't listen to a whole lot of music, so I gave him some homework. And I told him to listen to some Gorillaz albums. I didn't know if he was going to listen to all of them. He listened to every single Gorillaz album that released, and even some of the new one. I have not for the last two podcasts, which is basically a month. For the last month that he gave me the thing to do, I have not even begun. He gave me another homework assignment. I haven't done that yet. So it's just like my real life.
I gave you a 12-episode series. You didn't do that. So I'm like, all right, that was a lot.
2 movies.
So I changed it, and it's like, it's just 2 movies. It sums up the series. You just have to watch these. We'll watch the third one together.
All right.
I want you to watch this series literally for one fight scene.
I know. Okay. I have to do it sometime on Sunday before I hang out with my boy Adam. Shout out to Adam Cook. That dude's my boy, a.k.a. Perfirix.
Yeah, I bet he'd watch it.
He would. He absolutely would. He's a very
First
supportive
time.
gentleman. And so I haven't been watching anything.
No.
I haven't even fucking caught up with Megalobox, which Max really, really wants to talk
I
about.
waited to watch the ending
I
so
know.
we could do it, and you
Yeah, I
didn't.
know.
Whatever. It's
Yeah, I
fine.
know.
I'm not upset.
So I haven't watched anything. I have been kind of catching, if we're going to talk about watching, I've been catching up bit by bit on the Two Best Friends playthrough, and then I finally finished it, and that's what ruined it yesterday. Because yesterday was going to be dedicated to nothing but Madoka, but I watched the finale for the Two Best Friends playthrough of Detroit Become Human, and I've never been more fucking upset at like a group of people playing a video game, and now I know. I'm happy that on some level that me and the chat completely cucked you out of that controller, because we could have gotten an ending way fucking worse. We could have gotten like an absolutely terrifying ending that they did.
No, I think I could have done it.
No,
I
don't
didn't
believe
get
you.
caught.
Yes, but we
during
still
we
still ended up. I also didn't get Connor killed, but that's because we didn't fucking. We went through the whole Hank arc.
Yeah.
They sparingly did.
Yeah.
Oh man. Jesus Christ. Like I hate to come off as a fucking Detroit Become Human apologist, but like it really just felt like every choice they made was well calculated in a way to make the game look far worse than it was.
Yeah.
Because there's absolutely a way to make that game look just completely unlikable and unplayable.
And they still liked it, so
They did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best one he's ever made. So, go ahead.
Have you seen the cover of Detroit Become Human, but it's got Zuckerberg on it?
No.
no.
Oh, it's so good. Just thought I'd bring that up. I don't know much about the game, but I remember it's what is it? David Cage.
David
Yeah.
Kage.
Yeah.
David Kage.
David
Heavy
Hokage.
Rain and Indigo Prophecy fame.
David Kage movie game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in terms of playing as
Anyway.
well, I haven't really been doing anything of that either. I've actually been on a weird downloading spree where I went through a sprint of time of like, what the fuck am I going to do? Because I'm super pumped for fucking Devil May Cry. So I bought the Devil May Cry Special Edition, the first HD edition, on
Yeah.
PS4. It runs terribly. Well, not
Okay.
as good as the fucking 360 version. But I've been playing DMC3 here and there. I'm enjoying it. Then I picked up DMC4 Special Edition again. I re-downloaded it on my PS4. I'm bad at that fucking game. I lost all mechanical skill in character action games. It's gone. I feel terrible. Like I went through the fucking burial fight 3 times just because like I could beat it, but I was getting hit all the time. So I was just like, no, I have to do it without no hit.
That means I get the controller during DMC5.
I mean, probably.
Me and those young boy reflexes.
Yeah, you're before 25. I'm at 27. It's going downhill from here. That's it. You are the Liam now. You are the rising superstar.
Oh no, there it is.
Look at
Fucking
him.
Zuckerberg.
It looks so good. How the fuck?
every time.
It fits so well.
It's too real.
I really want to get back into DMC4 just because, like, I've been following the Resetera DMC5 thread, and it's just been really fun. Actually,
I want to know, what do you guys think of it?
DMC5.
Yeah, DMC5. I haven't heard any of you guys talk about it, at least from on my end.
Yeah, after coming off of the idea of we thought it was DM's like the reboot
You
second
thought
game.
that?
I
never for a second thought it was DMC2 for real.
Well,
I was very confused because they gave Nero new Dante's haircut. And
Yeah.
I was like, if they want people to forget about that game, why literally keep the design
I
and
think
change
his
the
short
colors?
hair looks cool. I don't.
well, okay. Well, the thing is, that they
It's just-
kept.
but
his,
it looks too similar to the other
I get
game.
that.
That's what confused me.
so they didn't
Yeah.
keep his design. Well, they definitely changed it up, but they didn't keep like the design. What they did is that they used the RE7 engine, just called the RE engine, and that's why Chris Redfield looks so fucking weird now too, because it's the actor who plays Chris Redfield. Like
Right.
it's using the same kind of technology that they used for Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, where instead of sitting there and like doing traditional motion capture, it's fully clothed, fully costumed people running around acting the things out, and like they just lift those images in real life and put them in the game.
Is that why What's-Her-Face's face looks like freakishly real?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why every like if you go and play Resident Evil, if you go and see, it's like everyone looks freakishly realistic because it is literally a picture of their face just put in the game. And it runs, and it's crazy how good that they have that running. Yeah, there's one thing that Capcom needs to help every other Japanese developer out with, and it's creating engines that are worth a fuck.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't understand how 2 generations in a row they have still created one of the best looking and best running engines of all time. It doesn't make sense to me. Which is why it's so shitty that the Monster Hunter World game runs on fucking that whatever proprietary engine that is, because I guess RE Engine isn't capable of doing what it needs to do,
Yeah.
Right.
which sucks. But it is, maybe it is running on an RE Engine, just a far weaker version. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it looks amazing, Max.
I still listen to Double Trigger 3 or 4 times a day.
It's
Like, it hasn't stopped. I am so excited. I went back. I played DMC4 just so I could play as Nero again and kind of learn how to play him, so I'd be ready. Really excited. Yeah, I'm every day. I didn't. It's kind of the same way I was with like Final Fantasy 15, where until I saw it, I knew Devil May Cry 5 was coming, but I didn't know how much I wanted it until I saw it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, this game better come out like beginning of next year.
Did you hear what the fucking... We talked about this in the last podcast, but did you hear what that fucking guy said? The Hideaki Utsuno? Jesse?
Yeah. No. Who? I'm sorry. I
He's
thought you were still
the
talking to
director.
Max.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's the director of the game. And he turned around, and if you don't know this, I'm going to fuck up the pronunciation, obviously. The Heisei period, the whole era of Japanese history is ending, and they are entering a new era come April of next year. And he said he wants this to be the best action game of this era.
Wow.
And he
That
says,
is
I am
big.
confident we have created the best action game of the Heisei era.
Jesus.
And I was like,
freaking Christ.
sick! Let me do it! Let me play!
Yeah. I'm
So-
very
That's a
excited.
big statement. I want it.
I want it too. I want it so bad. It looks so good.
What do you guys think of Dante looking like Jeff Bridges? I'm sorry, he does.
Well,
I am-
Ruben Langdon's old, man.
I am very excited for old Dante.
Oh, I'm so excited
Dante.
for fucking back-breaking Dante.
Oh,
My lumbago fucking pops out every time you switch styles too fast.
oh god.
Ugh.
And is Virgil in the game? Everyone's
don't know.
speculating he's the hooded boy, but I don't know if that's
The
right.
hooded boy is just named V, and he apparently fights using demons. So I'm convinced. I don't know if Max is convinced.
I'm convinced in the opposite direction that this is wrong.
I'm convinced that
Oh.
that V is a stand user, essentially.
Oh, I thought you were gonna pull your demi fiend bullshit.
No, that was That was funny, but like it's not
Yeah.
real. I'm convinced that V is a fucking stand user, and he uses like he summons demons that probably, or maybe he's like a blue mage type. Who knows? That'd be weird.
I have no idea.
But yeah, no, he looks fucking phenomenal. So I've been playing that, and that's it. I've been going through and I've downloaded a fuck ton of awful free-to-play MMOs, and I'm gonna go back to closers because they're releasing Violet, and that's the waifu I wanted. That's a great
maybe
sword
now
waifu.
I can get in.
Yeah, you can
Maybe-
play Harpy. Have you seen Harpy?
How many swords does she have?
She's actually a melee character.
Okay.
Like it's like strictly a
pugilist monk.
yeah, but like she's mainly into kicks and stuff.
Oh,
but
taekwondo. Cool.
yeah, but like waifu quality just through the roof,
All right, that's good.
through that
Yeah.
fucking roof.
Uh,
And then that's
Cross tag battle.
yeah, kind
Is that-
of.
that's more me, I'd assume.
Yeah.
He's doing it again.
He's doing
It's
it again.
fine.
We'll wait till he
Jesse,
comes back.
Yeah.
But in terms of listening, I have a couple bands I've been listening to, or a couple people to. Was Jesse gone? Jesse back?
I'm still here.
There he is. Still here.
I don't know,
Paradise. Back to it again with these guys, an amazing French DJ group. I want to say I'm not too familiar with what they are. I haven't seen them actually in person. But if you want incredibly fucking chill, I guess not house music, but just like really chill, fucking French music that's like dance. Like I don't want to call it house, but it's closer to house music than anything. But I just call it maybe French electronica.
French
Very,
house.
huh?
French house.
No, because French house is like a more like Gaspard and Emmanuel and all those kinds of people who follow like the Justice kind of things. People like Sebastian, Justice. God, there's another one I'm fucking. Kavinsky is French house. So,
Sure.
but like no, it's like French electronica. Really
Okay.
fun stuff. They just literally the French word for paradise, so paradis. And the one song I fucking picked up from them, if my phone wants to stop being a cock, give me a moment. Oh, it's just twirling. It's just twirling. Hold on.
My phone is a cuck. It likes to get fucked by other service providers.
Muy quieto is what it's called. Kind of. It's a French band. And then No Mana. No Mana is a electro artist who works under the Mousetrap label, Dead Mouse's label. He just released a new EP. Very good
Nice.
stuff. Serpent's Missing Messages is a really good song. Absolute fucking unit, that guy. Toro et Moi, which is actually an American band or a Canadian band, either one of those.
He's great. I love
He's-
Tori.
oh, thank you. Thank God. See,
Yeah.
he's a hipster.
I
He
know who
knows.
that. I know who that one is.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I've just glossed over. Like I can't. I'm like, oh, these French names. Is this music still?
It is. And then Hyper. I've been listening to a lot of
What are
Hyper, which
these?
are the guys who did the Cyberpunk soundtrack.
Still listening to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Really good stuff. And then Ali Edwards, which pulled my double trigger.
Yep. Never stops. It won't stop forever.
So
Still gotta
that's-
listen to that song.
That's me. That's me in a nutshell. Haha. Max.
Hey,
All right.
Max. Playing, listening, watching, pooping.
I'll start with pooping. There's been a few since the last podcast.
That's good. That's healthy.
Yeah.
You want to keep it that way.
All right. Listening to hasn't been much. I'm still kind of working through the 1,300 song Salty Bet music playlist.
Oh, so good.
Salty bad music playlist.
Yeah, I found it and I'm listening to that. There's a lot of just weird like Super Famicom only like RPG puzzle games soundtracks that are really good, and
Yeah.
just weird rail shooters I've never heard of. Been listening to that. I took a break from the Gorillas. I feel like I've heard enough.
You've done it.
I've heard enough.
You did it.
I got through Plastic Beach. It's
Plastic Beach
I'll
is
listen to the new album when it's out.
Plastic Beach is the weakest one, and
Yeah.
you did it.
Yeah.
Demon Days is the best. Demon Days is so good. I can talk about Demon Days for days. So
So yeah, I'll listen to the new album when it's out for sure. But
I'm pretty much done with that. As far as what I'm watching, unfortunately, a lot of I was going to do a big anime roundup this episode because the season's ending and a lot of shows are coming to a close, and it turns out that's not true. A lot of these shows still have multiple episodes left to go, so I'm going to hold off on that. But fucking Magical Girl Ore, Comic Girls, Hina Matsuri, and a few other shows have ended. But I will talk about them at a later date when I can just talk about all of them at once. One show that hasn't fucking ended yet is Darling in the Franxx.
Going to space.
Still going. It's still, I don't know how, it's still going. The show has ended 4 times. They are determined to get every Studio Trigger and Gainax trope in there. They are pushing hard for it. So, it's dumb. It's getting really fucking dumb. I haven't finished Megalobox, but I've also given Phil enough shit for today.
Thank you. I appreciate
that's
that.
not true, just for now.
Very, very angry
I
about all
haven't
the
actually
shows you're
watched
watching.
any fucking Fooly Cooly.
I can't watch new Fooly Cooly because I don't have cable and it's only on Adult Swim. It's not
And the
licensed to anybody else.
So yeah, like the only way I'm going to be able to watch it is if I cough it and find it like on Kiss Anime or something, because I mean I don't have a cable provider either, and the way that like Adult Swim allows you to stream almost everything that they show on their website, but they do so by like having you log into your cable service
Oh,
provider.
that's all I have to
Yes,
do? Oh,
yes,
fuck, I
I
can
know.
watch Fooly Cooly.
Yeah, you can probably
Yeah.
steal it from somebody.
Like my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did with my families.
Yeah.
And that's how I was able to watch like new Eric Andre when it came out.
Oh, fucking Eric Andres.
New Eric Andre.
2016.
That was 2 years ago.
2016 will be such a great year for me. Around this time, actually, because I went to Delaware to a beach house with a couple of my friends, and literally, I remember there was the span of a day where we watched nothing but Eric Andre for the longest time. Had this amazing pizza from this place called Grotto's Pizza, and watching the fucking delivery man come in to just Eric Andre screaming and shooting Hannibal in the face. Like, and just general Eric Andre nonsense will always be a really fond memory of mine.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's like, you can't explain it either. You have to just be like, thank you for the pizza. You can't say anything of that.
Let's just go home and watch this show.
Yeah.
Sadistic, I will find a way to watch new Fooly Cooly, and I will report back next podcast. I'll let you guys know what's going on with that.
Oh yeah.
And by then, I should be able to wrap up on most shows. I think My Hero is the only one that's still going for like another 10 episodes or so. Other things I've been watching, I started watching a person on YouTube by the name of Mr. Klemps.
Yeah.
He does analysis videos mostly for Yoko Taro games. I now know everything that happens in all of the Drakengard and Nier games, which makes a lot of stuff in Nier Automata make a lot more sense. Cool guy. I guess he's still up and coming, but check him out if you want cool in-depth analysis stuff. He's doing Kingdom Hearts as well.
Unfortunately,
No.
one of the smaller content providers that, because he's such a niche, he like really is.
It doesn't
like
get more niche. than
Yeah,
this.
he's incredibly niche, and the character he created of the dude walking around with the yellow cleaning gloves, like
is weird as shit.
Yeah.
but it's a good time. The Kingdom Hearts stuff should help him out a lot, especially with Cage coming out soon.
I hope so.
Other than that, I already talked about listening, not too much. What I've been playing, been getting back into Disgaea actually. Been playing 2 on my laptop, just whenever I've been in class instead of fucking paying attention. Been playing that, and I booted Disgaea 5 up again on my PS4. It was something about watching the speed run during SGDQ. It was like, man, I really want to get back into like. It's like I like playing Neptunia just because of like the mindless grinding to the point where you can become like incredibly strong, like
Yeah.
game breakingly strong was really fun. And I realized it's like I own Disgaea 5. There isn't another RPG like that where you can just level yourself to the point of absurdity. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'm back in, and I'm having a really good time with that. I have the opposite problem as you, where I went back and played Devil May Cry 4, and now I am hardwired for character action games. So I went back to try to play Neo. That's gone. I went back and tried to play Dark Souls. That's gone.
Yeah, and
I no longer play Patient. I can't do it. So I uninstalled Neo because it's 80 fucking gigs.
It's really big. I'm thinking of uninstalling it too because I'm not doing it for stream. So, and I really enjoyed my playthrough with it, but it's also one of those games where, I mean, if you're not in the mood to play it, 80 gigs is a lot of fucking space.
Oh my god, can I rant about that too for a second?
Sure. What do you got?
Just the fact that games these days are like 80 gigs. Tekken 7 is 80 gigs.
Yeah, it has no fucking business. Like, I don't think that games that don't look that good, that don't have video files, that aren't obscenely big.
Tekken 7 does. Do you know what's just as absurd as Tekken 7 being 80 gigs? Cross-tag battle on PC is between 50 and 60 gigs.
That doesn't make any
All
sense.
in.
That doesn't add up at all. Dragon Ball Fighters is fucking 2. I love it for that.
Think of it. The only explanation I can possibly think of is like full story mode, 40 characters, songs from 40 characters, songs from 4 games, and all of the characters have dual audio.
Okay, so here's
and it's compressed like shit.
Yeah, well,
because
or it's uncompressed because that's what happened with Titanfall.
Or it's uncompressed. Because here's the difference. On PS4, cross-tag's only like 20 gigs, which is still a lot for like a sprite-based fighting game, but it's more understandable than like 50.
Yeah.
And like Dragon Ball, they don't need textures. They don't need anything at all.
Yeah.
It's in the way they do it in Unreal, like, again, highly recommend everyone goes and finds the Arc System Works, what is it,
I
Game
think
Development
it's GDC.
Conference, GDC.
Yeah.
Go find the panel they did where they explained how they made Guilty Gear look like the greatest game of all time, and it's incredible how they make that work. And it's like there are no textures; it's just colors on a model with a shader.
Oh,
and
dude.
that's why Dragon Ball
so
gets to be
smart.
like 8 gigs, like max.
It's like 2 gigs, dude.
Yeah, it's small.
So I
so-
real quick aside, I'm sorry. You said Guilty Gear. When I played Guilty Gear at that monthly because that guy was really fucking salty. I was beating his ass like constantly in cross tag.
Yeah.
I fell back in love with Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear
Guilty Gear's such a fucking good game.
And it's crazy. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Dragon Ball is like, it's like the best looking anime fighter. It's like, no, Guilty Gear at the highest quality you can get it at, it looks better than Dragon Ball, which is crazy because Dragon Ball does look fantastic. But Guilty Gear is like top of the line. I fucking love that game. Stylistically, everything. That game's look amazing.
The only reason people don't like they fucking think that and they'll say that is because one, everyone just misses Marvel, and two, it's just like
Dragon Ball is
Ball's
attempting to fill the Marvel-shaped hole.
and it's working.
Yeah.
Fucking like it's the most popular game right now in the fighting game community.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and secondly, it's far more because of that, it's far more frenetic and far more chaotic and a lot more anime than say Guilty Gear. Whereas like I would, and this is gonna sound really stupid because I mean, Dragon Ball's technically an older anime. I would kind of liken it to the way I feel about how 90s anime just looks infinitely better and it feels more fun to watch with like Guilty Gear. And then like there's this new anime that's fine, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it doesn't evoke the same kind of feeling that I do watching the original in action, watching this like incredibly well crafted thing come together and come to life.
Yeah.
I fucking love Guilty Gear. But
I'm with you, Phil, 110% on the 90s anime argument. It's not even a nostalgia thing. It's just straight up quality was better.
Hand
better.
drawn has a very like non-digital traditional animation has a very particular look to it, and it's not something you can replicate in digital. And the closest we've gotten in recent years has been Megalobox.
Yep.
Where Jesse, I don't know if you know anything about the show.
I don't know what's Megalobox.
It is a boxing anime done in like as far as character designs, animation, aesthetics is all done in like a 90s anime style where the music is very like it's like Samurai Champloo like
hip hop. Yeah.
hip hop and if you want to watch a show, and you want to give anime another try, that isn't like Samurai Gun Cats.
Gunsmith Cats.
Gunsmith
man.
Cats.
Gunsmith
I'm
Cats
sorry.
is
I was
really-
combining multiple
Listen,
shows.
Gunsmith Cats is a great anime.
No,
you fuck off.
what I'm saying is if you want to try something new,
Hey,
I,
check it out. It's
Yeah.
it's Agent 00711.
That's actually a line.
I love old, like, when you have, like, an actual good 90s dub, it
Yeah.
infinitely is better than anything I've heard this, like, because it's weirdly natural.
yeah.
It's, like,
Because
not
they're
even,
not actors, they're people. They
Yeah.
just get people to talk. They read the lines in
Yeah.
their like, voice.
and if it works super well. But then
Yeah.
there's, like, anime, like, I think I fucking
What
was
is it,
telling
Jesse? Say it. You know the one.
What?
Garzy's Wing.
Garzy's Wing.
Jesse, you showed me. Where the bike gets wings on. He's got wings on his feet.
You laugh.
No, he's lagging. Oh no! And he was yelling at me for lagging
Hey.
through the lag.
Yeah, he's yelling at you lagging. Are you back yet, Jesse?
Are you back to talk about Garzy's Wing? No, he's not. Gosh darn it.
Black Lagoon is good. No, yeah, but Black Lagoon has that same weird digital look to it.
Yeah, Ashita no Joe. Yeah. Megalobox is the 50th anniversary for Ashita no
Ah,
Joe,
we hear him.
which makes me think this last episode is not going to end very well. But oh fuck, I don't even care how late we go. What are you doing tomorrow?
I actually got shit I got to do tomorrow.
You fuck. Fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I want to try. I want to try the Zone of the Enders demo, and then probably have to bounce.
Damn.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey.
Garzy's
Uh,
Wing.
Yes, Garzy's Wing. Did we watch that together? Or
Yes.
did we just? Okay, that is the greatest anime dub of all time, hands down.
Every time. So
Yeah.
good.
Phil, have you heard of Garzy's Wing?
No, but now I have to.
So I have it on VHS, and it's just on the tape. I'm not even lying. On the tape, it says on the front thing, from the creator of Gundam. So right off the bat, you're like, okay,
All right.
and then you pop it in, and it's just like, what is this demon spirit that has plagued the land? And then out of nowhere, he's in a dream, and he's like, ow! I feel like I'm in a.
No! No, the bit! No!
No.
Oh, it's gone. But he's back now.
Feels like he's in a what?
Can we redo this?
Yeah, do it again. Do it again.
episode
Do it
another
again.
time?
Quick.
We'll definitely have you on again.
When we get-
Please,
when we get a
I-
better connection.
We'll fly you
Yeah.
down. Fuck it.
I will fly down to the East Coast and then go on Discord.
But he'll still stand outside the door. Like,
Yeah. Jesus. I mean, no. There's a line where the main character like wakes up and he says this. That the delivery is just so bad. So he wakes up and he just goes, "Ow! I feel like I'm in a dream." And it's just like he's like so disgusted. And like there's so many lines of dialogue that are just I can't remember the. Oh yes, I remember. This there's like a little pixie fairy bitch who looks kind of like the Japanese Tinkerbell, and she's flying around him and she yells at him. And she goes like, watch where you're going. What was it? Like he's with me, or there's some line where she's being possessive about like wanting his love. And then he responds to her with, well, if you were a convenience store, then I would live with you. And like there is no prior mention to a convenience store in that scene. So it's just
Okay.
like there's just line after line that just makes you question reality.
Oh, it's so good.
So
Yeah.
it sounds like they tried to like transpose the Japanese script and then fucked up midway.
Well,
K-pop.
I heard this dub is legendary, and that even in Japan, like this was a notoriously bad anime because like it was just a shitty story. So
that's
so then
the
the American dubbers tried to like I guess overdo it, and they didn't really help. But now it's one of the most like worst anime dubs of all time. I'm sure if you looked that shit up on YouTube, it's one of the first videos.
Yeah.
that's why Ghost Stories is such a big thing
Yes.
for people because Ghost Stories was like they only said make it sell. and they changed
Right.
literally the entire story structure of the game of the anime to fit around these foul-mouthed children talking about getting raped by strangers.
Oh god.
That was so frick.
Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? But
You
I'm
have-
Jewish.
Do you have any books written by black people?
Oh my god. The lines in that, they're just so good.
No,
There's so many good ones.
The best dub, in my opinion, to this day is still Cromartie High, though.
Yeah,
Oh my
Cromartie
God.
High
Yeah.
is absolutely fantastic, legendary.
Yeah.
I would buy a Blu-ray set if it existed, but I'm not spending $80 on a DVD set.
yeah, it's weird.
Cromartie
because-
High. I remember I discovered Cromartie High through Rave in 2011.
I also discovered it through Rave.
I discovered
yeah.
Cromartie High through fucking when we had like really good cable, like the anime. Like there's a fucking name for it. I think this is called the Anime Network.
Okay.
Just straight up the Anime Network. Or the Anime
I
Channel.
remember that. I
Yeah.
actually do remember that.
Like they had an on-demand section, and the two animes I tried giving a shot were Cromartie High, which I really liked, and then Jing the Bandit King, which was
Jing the
really
Bandit King.
bad. Or I'm pretty sure I'm fucking up the name, but like it was really fucking bad. That and Desert Punk. Desert Punk was like notorious. Was fucking bad.
I've heard
I
nothing
knew
but great
someone who
things
loved
about
Desert Punk. I
Huh?
knew one person who liked Desert Punk, and I really didn't like that person. So I don't.
Damn.
I don't know.
Maybe he was.
Maybe Desert Punk is better at some point, but I watched the first episode and I was like, this is just modern day Trigun, and it's not great.
Huh.
Like I'm not. And there's a lot of Trigun-esque shit happening. I mean, well, Trigun still has like a story, but this doesn't.
Wait a minute, you guys. I actually have an anime to talk about.
Oh
Actually,
boy, what is it?
Ping Pong Club. Have you ever heard of Ping Pong Club?
That's done by the guy who did fucking Devilman Crybaby. I thought, right?
That's the one with
I-
really
I don't
trippy
know.
visuals, right?
It's got really trippy visuals. It's overly sexual. Every joke is ridiculous. And
That's Devilman Crybaby guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's him.
song before.
He got excited and the internet decided to cut him
Oh
off.
man.
Cut me off again.
Yeah.
You're back now.
Hold on. Because he's not. Because you know how it works. He comes back for a second like, ooh.
This-
I'm trying to think of a way that I could set this up where this stops happening.
Call the ISP and tell them you're fucking neat.
You're ruining my fucking show!
Dude, call me out.
CenturyLink!
Dude, CenturyLink is so fucking bad. How are they gonna do it there and tell you?
Jesse.
Yeah, they're joking. Jesse. No, fuck. Now I just think it's like happening on purpose. I think there's something bad going on. What is it? Okay, so Max, for everyone who's not watching, Max is walking around. He's got an idea.
Okay.
He's got an idea of some sort. You know what we're gonna do? Hold on.
I'm gonna do a test. Is it just my mic, or can you hear me? Can you hear me fine?
No, I was trying to do that.
Yeah?
I was trying to find a better way to do that. Yeah, I can hear you, Jesse.
Okay. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. This has
No,
been
no.
No, it's fine because it still might be me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because my connection's fine right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you like? I hope you don't mind, but could we possibly scrap and do this another time? Like I just felt I don't know. I felt like this was kind of off.
All right, it's fine. I mean, it's if you want to.
Yeah, and I don't want Max to like try and save this in post when I feel like we could probably just record an equally, if not better, one another time.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Well, let's just shoot the shit for at least a little longer. Let's at least finish
Yeah.
this segment. It'll be the stream.
Oh yeah.
And that'll be
Not at
that.
all.
We'll figure something out for the episode 12.
Yeah.
We'll just
Okay.
do it again.
Yeah, and believe me, like if you just hit me up a day ahead of time, I'll be there. Yeah.
I'll just take. I'll cut our sentences together into a different thing entirely.
This is why I should have been recording on my own end as well.
Because then we would have a whole bunch of overlap where it'd be like, Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh,
Or-
fuck.
Yeah, it'll be like you going fuck, and then I'll be like, and then the funny part about VR ping pong was, and you're like, fuck, I can't hear him.
I still think we should do the phone thing. I just say fuck it.
No, can't just
The
hold
fu-
the phone up to the microphone.
I'm about to do it.
We're
You fucking-
professionals.
phone
We
thing.
can't do that. No,
The
I was
phone
gonna
thing.
patch it through the interface. But
You're gonna hack the mainframe.
I was gonna hack into the matrix. I was gonna pull Jesse out of the computer.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
What
a
were
fucking
we
shame.
even talking about? Ping pong.
Ping Pong Club. Ping Pong Club. I found the tape at Amoeba Music on VHS. They still stock VHS tapes at Amoeba, so there's always like some crazy new find you can get. I picked it up. I put it in. Oh my god, this show is fucking like one crude sex joke after another.
Well,
So-
then maybe
and-
it
and
isn't the one I'm thinking of.
And it's barely about ping pong. That's the funniest part. It's called Ping Pong Club, and it's about a bunch of nerds in a ping pong club, but like they barely play ping pong in the show. It's mostly just their crazy, wacky antics. The first episode starts out with one of the main characters who looks just like a really racist depiction of an Asian person, like the way they
Definitely
draw
not
this
what I'm
guy.
thinking of.
Yeah, definitely.
And when he does it starts off, he's like preparing his super ultimate ping pong technique, and all he does, he like does all these crazy anime like key poses, and then jumps up in the air, and then his dick like falls between like where his shorts are, like you know, like the dick peeking out of the shorts,
yeah.
and then the dude he's playing against just goes, oh, and then he just hits the ball and then wins.
Fucking
Like that's the kind of humor in the show, and he's just like, "Oh, it was my little beep beep technique," or something. He's saying like the little peeking out of his pants technique, the peek technique.
See, the show we were thinking of is just called Ping Pong.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Ping Pong Club. It just reminds me, and it also has that Cromartie High type quality where they're just insanely like mundane things, but they managed to turn it into a funny sitcom.
Yeah.
And for Phil's enjoyment, it's 90s animation, so even the stupid dumb shit is animated really well.
Yeah.
Fucking damn it.
I still
So
stand by
it's-
like that Golden Boy is like the de facto if you can introduce someone and be like, this is like high level fucking anime. Go watch
Yeah.
Golden Boy. Golden Boy is fucking hilarious. It's drawn really well. It's like got the perfect Gynax bounce with every
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
female who's there. And it's
Dude,
just,
I
it's just
love
genuinely
that
a
scene. The how do you like my swimming?
Uh,
It's one of my favorite lines in anime history. That and when the girl's breast falls on his hand and he's like, "Oh my god!" What is this?"
Golden
Oh,
Boy.
shit.
Golden Boy is rare in that you can watch the dub or the sub and it's still just as funny
Yeah.
because it's just genuinely like, there's the whole ecchi anime thing has just been grossly overdone and blown out to just completely miss the point as to why ecchi anime is fucking good. I still think
Right.
like, the most recent one that like is genuinely fun. I've heard a lot of good things about High School DxD.
My friend
I've heard
talks
a
about
lot
that
of
shit all the
things.
time.
Yeah,
This
but
is Ping Pong Club, by the way, just for an image reference.
There's a thing
That's-
on his
that's like-
willy. It says sick humor. Like,
Humor,
good.
yeah. And this is what the main characters look like. The dude on the left reminds me of like Beavis and Butthead type.
oh wow,
God damn it.
You know,
That's pretty good.
It's really good. It's really you should definitely check it out.
I'll
I
give
don't
it a
think it ever
shot.
made it to. I don't think it ever made it to an English dub, but the sub is amazing.
GTO I wouldn't give. GTO was hard for me to like kind of give time. I still think Golden Boy like wins out over GTO any day because great teacher Onizuka is just
Oh yeah, that's a good show too.
is fine. But like the first episode has him doing the most inexplicably like ridiculous fucking thing where I think he breaks into like like one of his students' houses, like who's got like a weird, not abusive family relationship, but like they're not very nice to each other.
Right.
And they always have like arguments, like the mom and dad have arguments, and the daughter is sitting there behind the other side of the wall, I guess, listening. So he like shows up with a fucking hammer and just starts beating the shit out of this wall until he breaks it down and goes, "Now I've broken the wall down between you and your family, and you will love each other." It's stupid. Whereas like Golden Boy is just he just does stuff because he's a fucking idiot, but he's also a really smart, like book smart kid who's got a heart
Yeah.
of gold. So he's always setting things up, and like the payoff is always, well, I guess that dumb fucking idiot was really the coolest dude of all time. Wow. Whereas like GTO, like he leaves and they're just like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Which is just which is funny in its own right, but like it doesn't, like the character
Yeah.
payoff isn't as fun. So
Right. I feel you.
90s anime is something and you know what? I would even give like early 2000s anime the benefit of the doubt, because that was like when they first discovered digital animation, and it's still
Right.
and it wasn't like overly CG. It just looked like ridiculously clean. Like you look like Serial Experiments Name, Bubblegum Crisis 2020.
Arcade
all-
Gamer Fubuki.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that one is.
Man,
I
she's
don't know.
on my poster.
Remember that?
Hold on,
Remember
I got her. Hold on, I'll point her out. Way in the
Yeah.
top left.
Oh,
Yeah.
there she is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a little, she's cutie.
she's cutie.
That was
A little cutie.
I don't remember the
I remember
overall
when we
quality.
watched. I remember when we watched that because we were trying to find. I was trying to find an anime that had to do with video games,
Yeah.
and then we thought it was going to be like an SEO type deal, but no, it's just like a chick who plays arcade games. Is the plot of the game. They're not,
But
like,
it's
in the
like a
game.
huge tournament thing. It's a
Yeah.
weird OVA. I'm gonna
It
go
is.
back and watch
and
that.
she has
actually.
like, she has a weird sidekick that looks like that.
Yeah.
Reminds me of like a more sexual strong bad.
It looks like the Pac-Man ghosts with just a big
Yes.
muscular man underneath it.
I'll tell you what was
Sexualizing
a
Pac-Man.
I'll tell you what was a weird fucking anime that
Wait,
like
really fast.
yeah.
I've also been playing Blaze Blue Cross Tag
Oh,
Battle.
There we go.
I'm having
go.
a lot of fun with Carmine, Yang, Batista, and Naoto specifically out of the new DLC characters. Rest in peace, Jubei. Continue.
Okay, good.
I'm now done with what I've been up to.
Cool.
I've
what-
also been playing Street Fighter 5, where I play Alex, and Alex. Not Alex, though. Sorry,
I
continue,
played
bro.
on stream real fast for Street Fighter 5, the last like Full Sail Armada esports like gathering I went to. I ended up competing in Street Fighter on stream where I played a different character every single time. And let me tell you, I can't play Street Fighter anymore worth shit.
Aw.
Yeah.
To be fair, I also played the entire roster. So,
That's a lot. I mean, have you tried Cody yet?
no, I don't have the Season 3 pass, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
I really liked Sakura when I got her for free for a little bit. Blanca's Blanca. I like Blanca.
I know you're not a huge fan of the game, but I would like to play some with you sometime.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it. I liked a lot of Season 2 characters, so I'll mess around with Manat, Ed, and Zeku. I guess I can do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I ended up still coming in second
Oh, wow. Nice.
out of 7 people.
Jesus.
It wasn't very impressive. We all promptly quit the club immediately after that, and I never got my jersey. Rest in peace.
Rippin' fucking pepperoni, bro.
You just all right. What did you guys say? We'll just
Phil's gonna
blast through
say
these
something.
news topics I have because they're not really super important.
Wasn't Phil going to say something?
Yeah, that's what
Nah,
I'm saying. After you say your thing.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna bring up like another anime that like I still don't know if it was good.
Which one?
It's called Vandred.
Oh,
Have you heard
sorry.
of Vandred?
No, I have not.
Vandred is the silliest fucking like it's. I guess you can classify it as ecchi. But the idea is it's set in a fucking star system where men and women are actually segregated and they hate the fuck out of each other, but they have mechs and they're fighting like in an actual gender war. But one of the fucking like they find out that one of their like mechs, like Vandred, they call it, works better if it's driven by both a man and a woman. So the main
Pacific Rim.
character. The main character literally has like he's the only dude on this spaceship of girls, and they have to fight like an alien species that shows up, and it's dumb. And I remember enjoying it a lot when I was a kid, but not because the action was fun,
No
because the
show
characters
that
were really
reminds
fun.
me of
But Darling in the Franks,
Darling and
Max.
Yeah, well, this one was released in fucking, let's see here, October 2001
Yeah.
was the original fucking
And
run.
I just like to say, I still think that a lot of like anime that comes out now looks really, really good. The difference is like you can tell where when heart is put into it and when it is a mass-produced show
Yeah.
designed to sell figures and body pillows and posters and box sets.
Doesn't Darling in the Franxx kind of dangerously come close to that?
Darling in the Franxx dangerously, yeah, no, it's a good-looking show. Like everyone loves to do that fucking one gif of 02 flapping her mouth,
Yeah.
but that's the only one they can find because the
Yeah.
rest of the show looks really good. And the mech designs are really cool.
It's
Like,
just, it's
shows
just,
that come out still look good. You just
Yeah.
you can't pick like this is the guy gets sent to another world with his watch like show every season because they're gonna look like shit because they're just trying to capitalize on
Isekai?
stuff. Yeah, the isekai genre, the another world genre.
yeah, it's
Do you guys
it's
know of
between-
the? Do you guys know the Twitter account Random Sakuga?
No.
Yes,
It's
random
so fucking
Sakuga.
good.
You know what Sakuga is, right?
No.
Sakuga is I forget what the actual like translation is, but generally it's used to describe like
Anime.
here's where all the animation is.
Oh.
So it's anytime and random Sakuga, the Twitter account, tweets gifs and webums from Sakuga Boro, which is just short clips of really hype animation sequences, whether it be fight scenes or just good character animation.
yeah.
But it's like, yeah, everything Kyoto Annie makes is fucking gorgeous. And while I love the way 90s anime looks, Violet Evergarden looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that you could only do with digital animation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like A Place Further Than the Universe, again, I will suck this show's dick till I die. Looks absolutely incredible. And it's not that, like, 90s animation, I'd say, looks better. I think it looks amazing in its own way. And I wish we could still do that. But nobody does it anymore because it's not cost effective and it just doesn't make sense.
Well, that's why I cherish it far
Yeah.
more than like even though Violet Evergarden is like a visual feast for the eyes. I still don't think it'll be as good looking as like Outlaw Star because you're never gonna see that again. You're never gonna fucking see because even Cowboy Bebop has digital animation. It has like hints and bits of it,
Yeah.
but like things like Outlaw Star. Well, Outlaw Star has some, I think. But like older general anime, like hand drawn, like you can see the fucking effort, like.
See,
and-
this
and-
is
and
how I
most- and-
imagine. I get into this argument all the time because I go to a fucking film school. I think still shooting on film is dumb. Shooting on film costs so much more. It is so much more work for an effect that so few people will actually see.
Yeah.
But people will swear by shooting on film because they can see it. Now, I can see the difference between hand-drawn anime and digital anime way better than I can see the difference between film and digital.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like
Yeah, that's I guess.
because we've made like advancements in technology and stuff, it doesn't have the same look, but what that means is we're getting far more fantastic shows way faster. Because you could say you really like the aesthetic, but go back, how many of those stories still hold up? How many of those
Outlaw Star's still great. Outlaw Star will
Yeah.
always be
Outlaw
like
But it's
fuck.
like on Max's.
God damn it.
Jesse? What did you say?
Little,
No.
No.
This is a heartbreaking podcast.
ah.
All right, try it again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was saying to Max's point, like while he is, like I agree with him because while 90s anime did have a much better look, there's only like a handful that had the more
Memorable storylines. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he probably said
a
something.
lot more.
It's and I've got this OVA at the VHS store, and it had girls in the car, and the car was cool, and it drove fast. And you just don't get cool girls driving cool cars anymore.
That's not true, because Princess Principal came out last year. I still gotta watch that.
Princess Principal.
I don't know, but I'll show you the theme song after this. It's fucking awesome. Fly across the wall. Jesse.
All right.
This
I think what we'll do is we'll have Messy Jesse. Well, Jesse? Fuck. Okay, we're just going to have to just say part ways with him. We'll run through the news stories because I don't think there's much that we can, surmise from him, unfortunately, in that right now.
We'll have to figure something out, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll probably just say bye to him, and then we'll go through the news stories. Yeah, hi. I'm sorry.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah, bye again. Fuck.
Hi.
Typed in. Just let him know we're going to skedaddle and then probably just finish this up. Yeah, I know. I'm heartbroken too. I'm the one who forced you to reschedule, and it.
Jesse, can you hear us?
It's really bad now. Like, it's super bad.
Fuck.
That sucks.
Hold on. Are you able to hear us right now?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I think we're gonna have to do, unfortunately, is we will definitely have to do this again. We will have to give this another shot at a later date.
Yeah.
This absolutely sucks. I don't know whose end it's on. I don't know. Should I be angry at Discord? I'm gonna still send them a very strongly worded email. I'm gonna call their mom. Let them know.
Let them know. Blow their balls on stream. Wait, no. Balls up. Balls up.
Do not
Check the
blow their
chat.
balls on stream.
Chat.
Just keep playing this.
Yes. Yes. You don't say.
Oh my god.
But
Continue, Phil.
just the whole soundboard.
Yeah.
Make a quick Jesse soundboard for us.
I will. I will. I will. I'm doing it right now. See, because I have the good enough internet to send you fucking MP3 files.
It's us. It's definitely
Continue, Phil. Continue, Max.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm giving you this for the whole episode.
us. All right, Jesse, we're gonna call it quits with you. We're just gonna go ahead and finish this up, man. We love you, brother.
All right.
We'll try this again.
And then I guess we'll have to talk about the other things we were talking about before. Of
course.
The stuff.
Yeah.
All right, man. Everybody say hi. Bye to Jesse. Jesse, I love you.
I love you too,
Jesse,
Phil. Love you too, Max.
We gotta
Thank
talk.
you for having me
We
on the
gotta
stream.
talk more.
We
for
do.
sure.
That's why I made a little group chat. We should start using it.
We will
Yes.
Good.
for sure.
Sick.
Amazing.
All right,
Cool.
Jesse. I'll talk to you later.
Peace out, guys.
He's
Bye.
making more of the soundboard.
I'm so upset.
I am too,
I'm-
man.
This
Keep
is
going through it.
absolutely
All right. What are the soundboards he's working on so far?
So far, we have.
Continue, Max. Continue, Phil. Yes.
Oh, see, this is why I like the.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna restart the local recording
Oh man.
real fast. All right. How do you want to do this? Do you want to just start over? Do you
Just have it come in, and we'll just be like, start it over, and be like, where was I? And you just say, continue, Phil, and then, or what's this new one? What's this new one he's got?
No.
Sorry.
Continue, Phil.
No, I think unfortunately I think we're just gonna have to do an episode. This is very upsetting.
Okay, so we'll just do the. Okay, so for this part, are you restarted the recording?
I have not. I'm waiting for us to figure out what we're gonna do.
Just restart it. We'll figure it out. Hit the ground running. Do a news podcast. Here's what we'll do. We'll upload it in 2 parts and just be like before Jesse Crisis and after Jesse Crisis.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna fade to black. We're gonna play I'll do a different Ranma intro. No, I won't, because I really like this song. We're just gonna do it again.
Yeah, no, don't leave. We're not restarting. Yeah, like
Oh, I'm
right
not even
now.
gonna stop the stream. I'm just gonna start the local recording.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's literally gonna be 30 minutes, guys. Just relax here, have a good time.
It's gonna be 30 minutes. What?
We've been going for almost 2 hours.
All right, hold on.
No.
God damn it!
That's all.
Is that
we
what I
get.
meant? I meant like during this.
That's all we get. Phil, I didn't hit local record.
Do it again. Start it up.
Run it back. Run it back.
Run it
Run it
back.
back. Run it back. Run it back.
Run it the fuck back.
Hey guys, welcome to Not Another Podcast,
Oh!
episode 12. Starting strong, starting fresh.
AGC.
Awesome podcast. It's done quick, done right, first time.
Oh,
Phil,
first
lightning
try.
fucking round. What have you been doing? Go.
DMC 4, not watching anything. You're gonna give me shit about that with the anime music. Lots of it.
French. You've been listening to a lot of French.
A lot of French music. A lot of electro. Go, Max.
Disgaea, getting into strategy games, playing Blaze Blue. I like the DLC characters a whole lot. Can't play Neo anymore. Uninstall. Watched a lot of anime. Can't talk about it yet. We'll have to talk about it next 2 weeks, next podcast. Sorry. Darling in the Franxx refuses to stop. It downright refuses to stop. I've been listening to things. It's mostly been the Salty Bet playlist still, though. I'll try to find something more interesting to talk about for the next week.
Jesse,
That's
what
it.
did you do?
No. Yes. Continue, Phil.
Right. Good. Thank you, Jesse. It's always good to hear from you. Anyways, you want us to start going to the news podcast?
Let's just go into the news. Let's hit the news stories. We got a couple. They're all relatively fast.
Bum.
This is either going to be the shortest podcast or the longest one. I don't know yet. Anyway, new Overwatch hero is a hamster. Might be gay?
God, you fucking wrote that down. Was that mean? How could he be gay?
He's
a
not, and that's
hamster.
the problem.
Oh my god.
New Overwatch hero got revealed. His name is fucking Hamtar. I don't know.
His name is Hammond, and Hammond was thought to be another like gorilla animal that was on the moon base. Turns out the animal was a hamster that can use a mech that can talk to people. His mech is a droid Deca that's also fucking doubles as a speaking spell that he can use to talk and say hello.
Yeah.
He looks like his kit looks completely like it breaks a lot of the fucking game.
Yeah.
And not in the sense of like it's overpowered, but like what exactly is he going to do? As a tank, I guess the core concept of it is you're supposed to draw like enemy fire away, and his whole like thing is he can use his body to roll people over at really high speeds. And he also has a grappling hook that he can use to attach to the wall, so he can just literally stay in place and swing like around an area. He can also
See.
use that grappling hook to move to other places, which is cool.
See, I know better
But-
because I hear that and I go, yeah, that sounds cool, but it's in Overwatch, so it won't be. So let's talk about how nobody thinks the hamster piloting a mech, nobody likes it because they want another person. I've decided I hate the Overwatch community more than any other community of gamers out there.
No,
Nope.
Why?
I hate them. I hate them.
What else?
Everything. I hate all of the mentality surrounding the competitive scene. I hate the mentality surrounding casual play, comp, all of it. I can't think of a single thing I like about them. I think the fact that you're reporting people for not playing the meta that shouldn't even be, is dumb. And the fact that nobody at Blizzard wants to address any of this at all is crazy to me.
Well, okay. This is where I'm going to back you up a little bit.
Sure, back me up. Back me up and support me.
No,
Or-
I'll
oh,
back
no,
you
different
back you
kind.
away.
Oh, different
Yeah.
kind. Okay. Well, that's a shame.
So, as much as I agree with you
Yeah.
on that, you should not report people for the meta. The endorsement system that they put in has definitely changed things a bit. It is a very strange system that, on the face of it, doesn't really do much, but it is a large number that they put over your head, and the number goes up with every time you get an endorsement. And what it
That's
is,
the end of match thing, right?
yeah, well, it's like an end of match thing, and essentially what it is you have four technically. One is for the enemy players, 3 for your teammates. One is shot caller. So if you have someone who takes charge and is really good at getting your team a win, you give them a shot caller card. Or even if you lose, he did a good job. He or she did a really good job. There's sportsmanship, which is no matter what, you were always supportive. And then there's just good player, which is you were really fucking good, so we're going to just give you this endorsement. Every endorsement gives you 50 free experience for a total of 150 experience, and your experience just builds up your level, which can build up for more loot boxes and stuff like that. It basically is like I said, a giant number that appears above your your character portrait. And it shows in a color-coded area what you're best at. And it also has levels to it. So if you're right now, everyone's a level 1, but there are people who are level 5 already because they've been playing enough. Level 5 is the max level you can get. Mm-hmm. If you are up a low endorsement level, that means nobody wants to fucking play with you. And you're probably a piece of shit. Which now there's an avoid as teammate button and a report button that once you report someone and they are a piece of shit, you can you will get a message saying, "Hey, by the way, your report helped ban this guy." So you're actually making a difference.
But you only get a limited amount of endorsements, right?
No, per round you get 3. You only get to. Can you hear me? I feel like I.
No, you keep getting really loud because you keep touching the mic. But no, you're coming through fine.
You get 3 per match, and you only get to endorse someone once in the span of time that you're playing.
Yeah.
So it's there are times now where if the way that the ELO works is that more often than not you will get paired with someone who you've been either played against or played with, and you can't just keep endorsing those people. You can only endorse that specific person once per day.
Okay. But doesn't that mean you could still go a day where nobody endorses you, but that doesn't mean you were a bad player? It just means you weren't in the top 3 possible spots.
Yeah.
But then now you don't show up as having received any endorsements.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is what it's shown me in my time is that it's actually making people compete to be the nice guy.
That's
because what it is I think after if you get a high enough endorsement level, you get rewards at the end of every season.
Okay. How new is this?
It literally just dropped 2 days ago.
Okay. That's fine. That sounds like a system that it doesn't sound perfect, but it sounds like a step in the right direction.
There are people who are saying there's a couple of quote unquote fake nice guys, but the thing is that because they're saying if you get up to the highest level, what's to stop you from reaching level 5 endorsement and then being an absolute cuck right afterwards? And they said, well, the endorsement levels go down if you don't keep playing. So there's that.
Yeah.
Or, you're not getting any.
Also, why would you work that hard to be a good player and a nice person just to throw it away at the top rank?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's fine. But I still hate the Then my hatred just gets passed on to the absolute esports level and the casual level. Because the fact that, You can't champion diversity and get a fucking hamster and go like, oh, it's too different. That's too far. That's too diverse.
I think that
You can't do hamster.
my thing is I've warmed up to him, and I think that in a game that's ridiculously cartoonish for sure,
Yeah.
that is absurdly cartoonish.
Yeah.
And incredibly tone breaking, which is like, okay, the monkey man, sure,
He's a gorilla.
he's a gorilla, but like, there's some gruff to him. He's a character that actually has like Hammond is just like a cute little ball of death. That's
Yeah.
all he is, and it's fun and it's cool. And I haven't played him yet, but he looks really fun. What I don't agree with is, once again, the SJW force that consistently thinks that one of the most consistently diverse casts in all of video games isn't diverse enough.
Yeah.
I think that maybe once they have no, because they have a traditionally black character, and it's Doomfist,
Yeah.
and he's really fucking good now.
Problem is he's a bad guy.
Yeah, but
They're all bad guys. They're all shooting each other. They're on the same well, not Doomfist. He's punching people, I guess.
yeah,
He's got whatever. He's got a shotgun in
it's
his hand?
yeah, he has a shotgun in one hand,
a
and it's the
big-
literal
yeah,
Doomfist
yeah.
in the other hand, and he plays really fun now. For whatever reason, people are playing him again, and he's really
'Cause
fucking good.
He was the only character I ever had fun with, but it was in PTR, and they fixed him 2 days after they released him.
Well,
Fixed.
I don't know what they did, but like he feels. It almost feels like they perfectly balanced him, because like if you hit him, like if you get a hit, more often than not you'll get a kill.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like when you get a hit with your right click that sends people halfway across the fucking map, you'll always get a fucking kill. For the most part. And it's just a very cooldown dependent character. So if you fuck up your cooldowns,
yeah.
so it's really just like you gotta learn how to play him. And I don't want to like liken it to a fighting game by any means, but like you really like he's got a very high skill cap and a very high reward kind of thing too. Also, I think they maybe upped the damage. It feels like they upped the damage on his ult. I don't know. Maybe they even nerfed him. But like people are playing him in comp right now, and it's really fun. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's not enough to get me into it, but
yeah,
again,
I don't blame you.
On the outside looking in, it doesn't look good. But if on the inside it's better, then it's better. I will back down very hard. Kind of like how Fortnite is causing everybody to do big back downs. Because I don't know if you heard this, but they made nearly $300 million
Yeah.
during the month of April.
yeah.
PUBG has dropped their lawsuit.
Untouchable. Actually untouchable. Epic Games
And-
in the span of a year has become an untouchable fucking
And
resource.
Sony has started looking into crossplay.
You know what? But you know what scares me, and I don't think they're gonna do it. They are the people who own the Unreal Engine. What if they start throwing that weight around right now, and telling people we don't need you,
It's like
or they start
everything-
forcing people to pay more?
I don't think they're that evil. But anyone can become the big evil corporation, especially at $300 million
A month. Well, because we talked about this a while back when when Fortnite dropped on iPhone, and within like a week they figured out that the metrics were it's generating close to $2 to $5 million a day.
Yeah.
A day on a phone, on just the phone app,
And it's a free game.
and it's a
That means that's
free-
all in loot box microtransactions.
And people still think it's one of the better free to play games right now, which I've tried. So me and Mav tried to go on to play some Fortnite because we had a friend who it released on Nintendo Switch, and he was over there, and I walk in one day, and it's just there on the Switch, and I'm like, "Oh, are you
Seinfeld
playing with
sound
Mav?"
effects
So he's playing with people on Switch, on Xbox, and on PC, and they had like a slot for me, and I was like, "Okay, let me jump in." That game's fucking shooting mechanics are so broken. I don't understand how people are good at it. It doesn't feel good to kill people in
Yeah.
Fortnite.
It's not like Realm Royale. Say it. Say that.
Realm
say it.
Royale has a better fucking Gunplay.
I had a ton of fun when we played, but I also have never played a battle royale game before, so maybe that was the honeymoon phase.
PUBG. I don't think you'd like PUBG though. PUBG's a
I
little
think
too
I'd
realistic.
like PUBG way more than Fortnite.
Well, that easily, sure.
Because the only thing I don't like more than the realistic
I'm going
setting is
kombucha.
the fucking building mechanics. I don't get it at all. But that's fun. So yeah, everyone's doing a big back down because Fortnite is becoming supreme god king of the gaming industry.
Which is good because not that the fact that they're literally going to be dictating how the industry goes for the next couple of years, but the idea of anything to make Sony buckle under pressure. Because now I wasn't, you didn't put it on there, but I was going through Etc. while we were trying to figure out the whole Jesse thing.
Yeah.
Todd Howard just came flat out and said, "Fuck Sony. They're the reason why Fallout 76 is not crossplay compatible." Just straight out. Like, we didn't look into it because Sony wasn't going to let it happen.
Yeah.
So that's huge. I mean, Todd the God Howard, that people refer to him, become as Todd's. When you come around and have that lackluster fucking relationship.
I have not heard Become as Todd's. Become as Todd's is a new thing for me. Jesus.
When you come off with like the most lackluster, well, I felt it was a really lackluster performance at E3, and people still think you're the best fucking company in the world. You've got some weight to throw around. So Fortnite, if the two largest money making fucking franchises right now, some of the largest, and they're turning around and saying, "Hey, Sony, maybe stop being a fucking dick." Maybe Sony will start thinking like, because it is one of those things where it's like we want to give Sony all the credit for being, oh yeah, no, Sony's a bad evil company, and they have been for years.
Yeah.
And they do shitty practices, and they have shit. And you know what I really think it is? They don't want to do crossplay because of how easy, like how shitty their network infrastructure is, and how easy it might be to fucking take advantage of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna
That
start
is what it
removing credit
really
cards.
comes down to.
The moment crossplay gets announced, I'm like, yeah, I'll just have PayPal set up and that's it.
Yeah, I got to take my credit cards off of fucking PSN. I didn't realize. I just start removing those fucking methods immediately.
Yeah.
Just fucking buy PSN cards and call it a day.
Oh god, I really don't want to go back to doing that though.
I don't either, but they're shitty, and Sony's shitty, and Sony needs to fucking be told how shitty they are by people who are making way more fucking money than they do a day.
Speaking of being told how shitty you are,
oh boy,
that's the story after this story.
Oh,
But this story is that Konami wants me to not hate them. Because they have announced, I specifically wrote, Konami continues to try and part Max with his money. Solid Snake, Naked Snake, Raiden, Viper, and more added to Super Bomberman R. I'm down with Bomberman.
yeah,
That
that's
game-
fun.
that
Apparently, a lot of people really enjoy Super Bomberman R right now.
That is one of the greatest crossovers of all time. You can play as Pyramid Head, Jehuti, Naked Snake, both of the characters from Contra, and Xavier Woods in the same game. You can play as Simon Belmont, Vic Viper, Raiden.
You're just depressing me because
And
like,
the thing
you're
about
talking, you're bringing up characters that are like central to my fucking
And the
childhood
thing about
too.
Super Bomberman R is it is a constant reminder of how many amazing IPs Konami is just sitting on.
Yeah.
But they're shitty. And you know what? When I saw this trailer, I was like, oh my god, I might cave on my no buying Konami stuff policy. But DRM issues arise with Metal Gear Rising in that the company that did the port, they're gone now. Their servers are gone now, which means that you can no longer authenticate your copy online when you start the game. That means if you own Metal Gear Rising on a Mac, for whatever reason you would have that, you are no longer able to play your video game. It's impossible. They're working on a mod, I think. It may have finally gotten released. But what has Konami said about this? A big old nothing. And I'll be honest, probably PC port of Metal Gear Rising is at the bottom of their priority list,
but any press would be good press right now. You just have to say we're looking into it.
These are the
You never even have to find a
No.
solution.
These are the same people who like flat out told like a half of the people who bought the Silent Hill collection that they're not getting the patch that technically fixes some of the stuff.
Yeah.
They straight up said, "Hey, sorry, we're poor," and they're not. They're not poor.
No.
They
Because
just
they
didn't
own-
want to fucking put the resources
Yeah,
in.
because pachinko and arcade sales are doing fantastic for Konami.
And they have been. No, Konami has
That's never
been
gone
making
down.
money. Yeah, Konami has been making money off of their health, quote unquote, health clubs and all that shit. Fucking bending over backwards over there. Like people fucking love this shit out of it. And old motherfuckers on pachinko.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, I had a
Do you
friend
know how
who
many
was
senior citizens have been introduced to Metal Gear Solid through the Snake Eater pachinko cabinet?
I have a friend. Shout outs to Megu. She went on a fucking because she has family in Japan and China. She went on a fucking huge trip. She was like in Japan for a week, in China for a week. It was like I was like fucking jealous. She went to the Persona Cafe and everything.
God
Said it was
damn
great because she was there for the Persona Festival,
God damn it.
right? Like fuck.
So upset.
I was so upset, and I was like, yo, and she goes, what's your money like thing? I'll buy you something here, and then you can just pay me back. I was like, I don't have any fucking money right now, please, fuck.
No.
She walked into a fucking pachinko place and had to leave immediately because the secondhand smoke is so bad from all the
Yeah.
old people
It's pretty
that
crazy.
she was choking to death.
Konami is making a killing off of cigarette sales.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's a fucking work. Marlboro and pachinko go together like
But
peanut butter and AIDS.
hey, people who are like vehemently against DRM like De Novo, they have a stronger leg to stand on now.
I think that people have always had a stronger leg to stand on for DRM. It's just companies don't give a shit.
But I mean, like, this is now another, like, you have an exact recent game that you can quote and say, your game will not work. You will no longer be allowed to play your video game.
Well, that's what DRM is, though. Everyone's always known that. It's just that we haven't seen, like, this is the first example of, oh fuck,
Yeah.
digital
starting.
rights management's just run out.
Yeah, it's starting.
That's
Here
why
we
you
go.
can't. That's why like Alan Wake got fucking pulled from Steam for a little bit, I think, because the fucking music licenses were gone.
Yeah.
You can't buy that game. If you buy that game and you don't buy that game and you wanted to play it on fucking anything that wasn't like a physical copy of the game, you're not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Because all the fucking music licensing is gone.
So, luckily, again, I think the mod came out to fix that issue where it no longer needs to authenticate. But, it shouldn't fucking be the job of modders. So that sucks. You know what doesn't suck, though?
Tell me.
DMC5 will have an adaptive soundtrack.
Oh, so good.
As you play, the better you play, more instruments and vocals will be added. Is this the work of Grant Kirkhope sneaking his way into the studio? He's like, yo, you ever see Banjo dive underwater? We're gonna put that in your game.
Tell me how fucked a soundtrack, but how crazy a soundtrack, written by Keiichi Okabe, Yoko Shimomura, and Grant Kirkhope, all penned together and overlooked by Nobuo Uematsu. How fucked would that be?
It'd be pretty strong. I like Kirkhope in what he does.
Make it.
I've
Do
never
it,
been wowed.
have all of these people because I'm thinking of like his crazy like cartoonish vibes.
Yeah.
It's for Grand Fencer Musashi. Just bring it back.
Okay, you got me. Because what I was about to say is I think Grant Kirkhope does an amazing job for like platformers and
Yeah.
more cartoony games. Outside of that, I haven't been too impressed with his work.
Yeah.
Like Sid Meier's Space Civilization, I think is a good orchestral soundtrack, but nothing about that screams like original Grant Kirkhope score.
I forget the gentleman who does the composition for Deus Ex games now, but he's also really fucking good.
Yeah.
Very
No,
good.
there's a lot of good composers coming out. Same Capcom really adapting. Resident Evil 2 will also have Resident Evil 4's kind of adaptive difficulty system, which I started hearing about like a couple of weeks ago when I started looking more into Resident Evil 4 and just. So it's cool that this just kind of came out right as I was learning, because I had no idea Resident Evil 4 had like adaptive difficulty, like at all.
Isn't it the best kind of discovery?
Yeah.
When you look into something and something new just comes out about it. That's like my favorite thing.
It's like as soon as you know that it exists, the universe also is like, oh shit, that does exist. Here's new things too for it.
Yeah, get hype. Get fucking excited. You're like, yeah. After playing Resi 2 like here earlier, like
The little we played, yeah.
I was loving it. Like even though I was dying, I was like, man, there's something about Resi. I
Yeah.
just like old school Resident Evil that I can't fucking shake. I love Resident Evil 6. Our next playthrough is going to be soon, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll start that up.
Yeah, but man, something about old school Resi just it scratches an itch that I can't get from anywhere else. It is a whole new kind of game, and I'm so excited to fucking see Resi 2 look as good as it does. DMC 5, fuck me, dude. Like at every turn, I'm finding out new information, and it sounds good. And seeing so many people excited about Devil May Cry, this is going to be the most successful fucking game for them.
I
It's
really
gonna
hope so.
4 million units tops. Like not even tops. Like it'll be the standard.
I
Bring
hope
Capcom back.
Capcom.
Fighting games can stay.
I feel like Capcom's back. I feel like Capcom's back already. I think Monster Hunter World was Capcom is back,
Yeah.
but not fighting games.
Well, the thing about that is the fact that you can say that, but Monster Hunter has always been consistently okay. If it's not great, it's okay.
It's been okay, not here.
Yeah.
Not to the point where people who I know who don't even really play video games are talking to me about how sick Monster Hunter is.
Yeah, but I meant
Like-
quality wise. Like for us, the hardcore fans who've been around
Yeah.
who are waiting for Capcom
But
to
even like you could say quality wise, they've always. I'm not saying like any of the Monster Hunters weren't good, but what I mean is like this is a huge Monster Hunter World was a pretty huge step, not content wise, but just like graphical leap, outreach, like everything was such a large step forward for the series, and that's kind of what put Capcom. It's like, oh shit, look, it's a new thing. They did a new thing. It's not Monster Hunter like Wii engine. It's been running on the 3DS for the past like 6 goddamn years.
Yeah.
Brand new, really good game that everyone seems to really enjoy.
I got to get back into it. But you see that Behemoth is coming out?
Yeah.
He looks
I haven't
fucking
seen the
sick.
armor
I haven't
set
seen the
yet,
armor, but
You know it's a shame though? Switch owners will never get to experience that. Because Monster Hunter
really good
World
at these.
can't run on the Switch.
Fuck no, it can't.
It's impossible.
Tell me what they're gonna do though.
They are going to continue making Switch-specific Monster Hunter games, which I
Because-
don't think surprises anybody.
Because all
It's
you
the
can
new
do-
3DS.
Yeah, because all you can do is make it a fucking just put your 3DS team on it.
It's still going to look like Monster Hunter again. Try. It's going to look like the same monster you've been playing probably. But yeah, sorry, Switch beggars, you'll be getting a different game.
Yeah,
It'll
but that
probably
also
still
means,
be a good game.
Yeah, that also means they can still put the mechanics from like Monster Hunter World and all the iterations they can do off of Monster Hunter World. Because at some point we're
Yeah.
gonna get a G rank edition.
Yeah.
And that G rank edition is gonna come out with new mechanics and new shit and all sorts of new stuff going on. Because Behemoth marks one of the first types of monsters we've gotten that isn't a fucking wyvern.
Yeah.
And that's great because as much as I love Monster Hunter World, it gets really fucking frustrating having to fight nothing but wyverns when Monster Hunter has this incredible catalog of fucking back monsters that you can fight of all different shapes, sizes, and types. And yet, World just... I understand why, because having to create a monster for Monster Hunter World is time-consuming and costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
But please, just on the next version that is inevitably going to come out, that I'm going to spend $70 fuck off for,
Yeah.
however many
PC.
on PC. I'm going to double dip. It doesn't matter if one comes out before the other. I'm double dipping. I'm doing the same. I love Monster Hunter. I'm into it now, but I haven't gotten back into it for a while. So I'm gonna when Behemoth and the Summer Festival comes around,
Maybe I'll
pull me
hop
back
into-
in.
I still have to. Oh, God. See, every time I want to, I thought about it recently. It's like I kind of want to get back into Monster Hunter. I'm like, oh, but I have to go find the tracks. I don't want to play Monster Hunter anymore.
it honestly is not that bad because
No,
once
time you
once
do
you
all
get
your-
to, are you at high rank right now?
Yeah, I'm at high rank.
Okay, we can play together on just grinding some missions, and you can just pick tracks up.
And I know that's what people say every single time, and it's literally a matter of like the tracks I need to find aren't by the things I want to grind. And it's like right now all I want is the Odegarin high rank set. And I can go there, I get the tracks, but it's going to only pop every 3 times I do it unless I go to all the other areas, and there it's like yeah, I can like fight the Rathalos. I don't want to. And a lot of other stuff I need are low rank materials where the tracks won't show up.
Right.
So I'm in this weird position where it's like, no, I really do need to just go and get the tracks. Because my build isn't asking for any of the stuff. Like, everything I want is Rotten Vale. Everything I want is down there. So, like, if I'm going to the forest or I'm going to the Wildspire Wastes, I basically just have to go and get the tracks. And that's... I just want to fight new monsters.
Yeah, it doesn't, like they're saying in chat, it really doesn't take that long, though.
I know. It's me. I know. But the problem is it does take time. Time that it's like, oh, I can pop in another game and get immediate satisfaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
No, my segue combo. Fuck.
Broken.
Oh, man.
Get down the big broke.
Tetsuya Nomura says Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts 3 may be announced too early. Yup. Maybe you've been doing that at Square Enix for years. Decades.
I think Square Enix has this really big problem where they attempt to appease their investors. Because when we think about like when 7 Remake was announced and like the amount of hype that generated and how it almost broke the fucking internet.
Yeah.
And how fast their stocks went up in price.
Yeah.
Literally like hours after the fact.
Yeah.
They were floundering for a little bit. You talk about like how fucked FF14 originally put them.
Yeah.
And then immediately won them back on the map. FF14 is right now the only consistent thing like paycheck they've got.
Yeah.
And that's both terrifying and great because it means that FF14 can continuously be the good MMO that it is, even though I don't give as much time to it because I'm in a mode where I don't want to be playing grindy games. I want to be playing like reaction. I want to play character action. I want to play shooters. I want to get in there. But you know, whenever I have the fucking mood to hit, and I'm just like, you know what, I want an MMO experience. I always resub. I always end up resubbing, and I'm like, oh, new character, new this, new that. Oh, great.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's fantastic, and that also just comes down to the fact that, so weirdly enough, the Final Fantasy card trading game has popped up on my fucking radar because of I follow Square Enix, and I have a friend who played. He plays it.
What? Final Fantasy card?
There is a Final Fantasy trading card game that they have released.
Like physical.
Physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like an app or something.
No,
like
it's like a physical thing, and it's getting some popularity. And my friend plays it at like the local thing that he goes to.
Yeah.
And when he went there, it was a tournament, and there was some Square Enix employees there, and they all went out to dinner. Like because he's a fucking nice guy, very very down to earth dude to talk to. They all went out to dinner, and they let him have it about all this shit Nomura does, and he's just too ambitious. Like, to not throw people under the fucking bus, because you never know, like, even on this small-ass fucking thing, who would say what to who, because it's, you know.
Looking at you, Rave.
Yeah, right? But, they sat there and said, like, no, honestly, it really just comes down to a lot to Tetsuya Nomura biting too much, like, biting more than he can chew.
Yeah.
And you can see that in the way that his games are loaded to fuck with content and ideas that are incredibly ambitious, and when they work, they're phenomenal. But the amount of time and effort he has to put into creating battle systems just because of I want to do everything. I mean, people forget FF7 has a cover system now. FF7 has destructible environments now. Like, FF7 has character switching during mid-combo. Like,
oh, God.
FF7 is going to be a great game, but it's going to take time because it's already an incredibly dense game, and it has Tetsuya Nomura at the helm, who's just going to look at it and go, I want to make the best game I ever.
Yeah. Ever.
Like, that's what I want to do. So, I can't really shit on him as much anymore because it's like they turn around and say, look, no, he's not a bad guy. He's just fucking dumb.
You just
You
want
just
still
someone,
too
and
much.
the problem is that the way that the Japanese hierarchy works is that you don't
tell
them no. You fucking you have a guy who's been with the company for so long and is literally like at this point what people consider like the savior of the fucking like single player games. They turn around and it's like, no, we have to give him everything he wants because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but
Because no matter what we do, everyone gets fucking excited when he shows something.
Yeah, and the problem is he shows it way too fucking early.
Yeah.
Every fucking time since
Let's see
Final
if-
Fantasy 12.
Let's see if Kingdom Hearts like genuinely drops on January if it doesn't have a fucking.
I think this time it will. I think.
I
so.
hope.
I genuinely believe that the 2 money I will make off of that bet,
Off of that one money bet.
off of the 1 money bet, and I will say, all the times where it's like, yeah, Tetsuya Nomura is too ambitious, and they literally cannot fit everything he wants into the game. Kingdom Hearts 3 looks like the first game where they actually might be able to do it. That game has everything, and they keep at it like ship combat. Fuck it for one world. But yeah.
It looks fucking phenomenal, but whatever.
Speaking of whatever, it's not whatever. The Bloodstained backer demo. It rolled out. I think at this point it has rolled out.
It's whatever to me. If that game doesn't release, I'm not excited for it because I it was in the span of time where like I was telling everybody back all these amazing games. I didn't even know fucking what's that fucking game called? The one that was inspired by Jet Set Radio. Fuck, I don't even remember the name of it.
Revolt.
Yeah, no,
Revolution of Gamers. Yeah.
not Revolt. It was it had an H. You're on the right track.
Oh no, Revolt is the RC car racing
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
I think.
Hover.
Hover.
It was called Hover.
Hover.
I remember Hover and Bloodstained were the two thank you, Hover. Were the two fucking games that I was like super about. I didn't fucking have the money to back them, but I told everyone else to.
Yeah.
And now it's like all these fucking backer incentive things are happening, and I'm like, I don't really care. Can we even fucking give more money to them? Because if I can tonight sit there and like invest in that project and get the demo, then maybe I'll be excited for it. But like, I mean, I don't give a shit. Like, I get more of a shit about Shenmue because I actually see something happening way quicker than Bloodstained. I feel like they got announced at the same time, but it's
I don't know.
I'm good for a good Koji Iga game. I love Castlevania,
Yeah,
but
my problem is at this stage in the game, it still looks it's something that I can only describe as Vita jank, and it looks very Vita jank.
yeah.
Where it's like God Eater is a really fun game. It's still pretty Vita jank, and I mean God Eater 1 is PSP jank.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodstained, it still looks like a game that it looks like a Unity game, like a better Unity game. And I think the art direction is cool. Art direction is not the problem. It's just the way lighting works reminds me of any time you see a Vita game ported to PS4 or PC. It has a very specific look to it. And that's the only way I can describe it. It looks like a Vita game.
And the thing is too is that I hear a lot about the Bloodstained 8-bit game that came out instead.
I heard it's fantastic.
I heard it's really good. I haven't heard shit about the backer demo. I haven't heard a fucking single person tell me how good that backer demo is.
Yeah, it might not be out yet.
No, it's out.
Oh, well, then
It's out
Oh,
by
I don't
now.
know then.
Like, and I haven't heard anything about it on even Resetera. I know they have a thread on it. I'll check it out. But like,
it's almost like they should just made the NES remake and call it a day.
I don't know about that. I think that it probably would have had more. I know it couldn't have been done. I think it would have had more ground to fall back on if it was just like traditional sprites, like traditional hand-drawn sprites. I think it would have been something that people would have been. I mean, it's already Bloodstained fucking was one of the most successful Kickstarters back in the day.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to show for it right now.
Yeah, and that's
And
the
that makes me
problem I
upset.
got with a lot of Kickstarters. I've kickstarted one game. That was Drift Stage. And I'm still excited for it. I think about it all the time. But
Not gonna happen.
it's one of the reasons why I never kickstarted a game before that. Is like, game was supposed to come out middle of 2017. And we're now in the middle of 2018.
Sadistic is saying Hover's in early access.
Still,
yeah, exactly. Like it's
it's like game development doesn't. I mean, it depends how many. I don't know how many people are on the fucking Hover team, but I've seen smaller teams pump out quality games. So all I can think about is like, why? What is happening with this team? And you can never really know unless you go you pull back the curtain, which you can't do. But
what I think it is that it's a lot of old school AAA developers still trying to have that mentality in an indie setting, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It does not pan out. I think that a lot of people, and even like some indie developers, don't have the same kind of direction, and they run into the same problems that like a Nomura would, where you are just so ambitious, but you're like Kojima, right? Kojima is a perfect example of someone who's overly ambitious, but is able to rein it in when he needs to. Is able to take a concept and be able to break it down to its basis parts and go, I want this to work like this, and is really good about putting his team in a direction. Like, I mean, that's one of the main reasons why Rising was such a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Because he was gone, they had no direction. They had no one who was well enough or well experienced enough to sit there and lead them to what his vision was of what Rising is. Which is why Rising took so fucking long. Until finally he went to Inaba and all them and said, just fix it. Because my team is like, they can't function without me there. And in order, it always starts on these kinds of creative projects that require dozens and dozens of people to work on it. It always starts from the ground floor. Whoever is the person in charge is the one who's going to either fuck it up or be really bad. Now, knowing some developers like Mike, who has dealt with, now this does change when you're talking about working with separate entities, in the sense of like there's developers on the publisher side, there's developers on the traditional developer side, and maybe they're not in the same building, maybe they're not even in the same fucking location in general. Maybe they're worlds apart. And because of that disconnect,
Square Enix has that problem for sure.
Absolutely. Because of that disconnect, what happens is these companies, they just don't know how to figure things out. Because one side is always like, that's why like Atlas has so many fucking issues, because they can't get with the fucking times on the American way that things are handled. So Atlas America and Atlas Japan are constantly butting fucking heads every time they release a game, when it comes to things like streaming and so on, because it's not as important in Japan. Yeah. It's something that happens. There's Japanese Let's Players that are incredibly famous and get millions of views.
Most of them are robots.
Yeah, but they play casual indie games and all sorts of other shit, and mobile games that don't have these like stories that Japan thinks they're gonna lose sales on.
Yeah.
So
And some games, I mean,
it sucks.
And again, I will stand by like some games. Yeah, if you watch the story, if you watch Detroit, okay, Detroit's different because it does branch significantly. But like, if I watched Heavy Rain, I would have no reason to buy Heavy Rain. If your game is a movie, then maybe you have grounds to stand on. But in most cases, in your 200-hour RPG, you're not gonna have the same experience, even if the story is the same. All right, last story. It's a nice one. Fighting EX Layer released. Good job, Erika.
They did it.
I'm really dreading looking at the sales numbers.
They were not doing so hot for a while. I remember them saying quite plainly, they're like, "Hey guys, yeah, we're broke.
Can you buy the game, please?
If
you buy the game, we'll put in Volcano Rosso. Pullum Perna is DLC. She's coming.
I've never seen a Kickstarter game actually not get forget to forgo the Kickstarter process and just start developing because they thought they did. That's what it feels like. It just feels like they made the game and didn't realize how broke they were. Like, oh god, we have to finish it now.
They started. It's like the update video. It's like, hey guys, we reached all of our goals. They started with that video, but didn't do the Kickstarter part.
And said, oh, fuck. There's a whole game we made here. What do we do?
I would love to buy Fighting EX Layer. I want to support Erika. From what I played of it during the beta, netcode notwithstanding, it plays like the old Street Fighter EX games, which for some people might be too jank. I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So as soon as I can buy that, I will buy it. I will stream it. But, you know, we're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I'll sell some stuff and pick up Fighting EX.
And it might be your most successful stream.
maybe
I
I'll-
love
I'll-
streams like
I'll
that.
sell Monster Hunter and pick up Fighting EX.
I mean, if you must, I can't stop you. I'm not playing it
Yeah.
right now, so I can't literally be like. And
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna switch over to the PC version anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Is like
So-
Austin's switching over to PC. You're probably gonna switch over to PC.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not double dipping on this.
Yeah.
Might double dip on God Eater, maybe.
Ah.
I
we'll
want to.
see.
I want to play it on my couch.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
And it's gotten very easy for me to play PC games on my couch. Maybe I won't. I'll have to see.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's gonna depend if like what if it has pro features, because I have trouble 4K gaming on my TV, not because of it, like my rig can't handle it. It's because in order to do that, I would have to like disable all of these, because my computer doesn't like doing one 4K monitor and then a bunch of 1080p monitors.
Yeah.
It makes it very upset.
yeah, exactly. I can see that.
But yeah, no, Fighting EX Slayer, I'm going to try to do that. Is there any other stories? No. Is there anything I missed? Big news?
Well, let's check Gematsu real quick. I'm just gonna go through down the.
Big time news. I
Big
mean,
time
there
news.
was small stuff here and there. A lot of games still getting like announced. New stuff. There was some like action Vita jank game that got announced. I saw in Gematsu. It's about using your tears to save your dead ghost sister. I don't know, but it looked interesting.
Sword Art keeps getting fucking updates.
Super Neptunia RPG got some updates.
What
I'm
is,
excited
what
about
is
that.
that? What the fuck is
It
that?
is a game made in Canada. It is a Hyperdimension Neptunia game made in Canada, and it's a lot like how Indivisible looks, where it's kind of a side scroller, and then it has turn-based RPG stuff. I don't know, really. We haven't gotten like solid gameplay of it. I don't think. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline. But no, I'm excited for that. I'm on the Nep train, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't even feel bad about it anymore. Fuck it.
I guess with the one thing we did kind of forget about is the fact that like we are now in the throes of vaguely being promised an Armored Core game.
Yeah, I
if
didn't
if
write
that's
that-
even news,
I didn't write that down because I didn't think it was news.
Eh,
They constant. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, everyone's like, hey, okay, well, five people, me included, are like, hey, is Armored Core coming? Or are you just gonna keep making the same Souls game over and over again? And they're like, yeah, Armored Core's coming. It's a board game, but it's Armored Core. And you're like, yeah, that's not okay. Okay, that's fine. And so now they're like, hey, well, they obviously FromSoft didn't do this, but Armored Core game gets announced for Switch. I don't care what it's called. It's an Armored Core game. It's made by the people who made Armored Core. So I'm assuming that stirred the pot for us 5 Armored Core fans. And so now they're just like, no, guys, don't worry. That weird VR walking thing, that's not one of the big 3 titles we're working on.
yeah.
And it's like, it feels like a carrot on a string at this point. So I'm just
Like
happy.
they're just rushing, like,
Yeah.
oh god, someone come up with a concept quick.
No, I think it's like, oh god, I'm really tired of getting one tweet a day.
Give me Armored Core that has the Chrome Hounds systems. Not in the sense of what you're thinking, like battle systems. Like, give me Armored Core that having a game that plays like Armored Core, but has the Chrome Hound thing going on for it, where it's like a persistent war thing going on.
Yeah.
I'm fucking about it. I'm all about it. Because like there's more and more people I talk to, like people you wouldn't think would be into like that kind of shit, who tell me like, "Man, I miss Chrome Hounds," and you're like, "Really?" And
How
you
do
think
you
about
know
it.
what Curl Bounce
Yeah,
is?
exactly. That's always like a
Who
fucking.
are you?
That's like one of my favorite kind of things. Is like this person who's motocross BMX racer man turns to you and says, "You know, Zone of the Enders in fucking Chrome Hounds is really cool."
Like, you're not a real
Yeah,
human.
it is. Yeah, it is.
It is. Why do you know that?
Exactly.
Who told you? Who told you to tell me? Is this a setup?
Gamers rise up.
Oh, man. Gamers rise the fuck up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for coming to the only episode of Not Another Podcast tonight. We will be uploading a ghost episode right after this one, I think, whatever Max wants to do. I think that we should leave the whole thing unedited because it's just a fun mess.
The problem is I don't know if you frequently go into our analytics. I do. I think we should put the 30 minutes of content up front.
Okay.
And then have the other thing as a separate video.
That's fine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll make some MS Paint looking thing. We'll figure it out. But if you are just listening to the real podcast, thank you. I have been Max. That has been Phil. You can follow us. You can listen to the podcast live at twitch.tv/hipstersonpurpose. Generally, it's every other Friday. We should figure out when it falls on so we can give an actual schedule. I don't know if it's first and third Fridays or second and fourth Fridays. Problem is the schedule changes all the time, but the best place to figure out when we're doing podcasts is to follow us on Twitter, at MAXX for me and at FilsHerMang for Phil. Or I always fucking forget because you have like a bunch of different names, but they're all very similar and they change across platforms.
It's FilsHerMang.
FilsHerMang.
Yeah.
It'll be in the description of the YouTube video. If you're watching this on Twitch, then you're listening to us right now. You already know where to find us. We will be doing more Resident Evil 6. We'll be finishing that up, hopefully. Fuck, there's 2 more campaigns. Finishing up soon is not the right word, but we will be continuing it.
We will be continuing.
On Twitch.
We're on the Jake and Sherry campaign, and I'll tell you what, here's the problem. You're not invested at all in the Resident Evil 6 story.
Kind of. I wasn't invested in the
Ada gives you all the answers. Jake and Sherry and all the other campaigns do not.
Yeah.
Ada is the campaign that gives you every single answer. Kind of.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need answers, but I'm like along for the ride. I'm finding it.
We'll beat Jake and Sherry, and we'll see where we are.
Yeah.
If anything, we'll just do more mercenary playthroughs because those are fucking fun.
Yeah. I'm more like, all right, we just started up Resident Evil 2, which I guess will continue. I guess we were having a good time with that.
Yeah.
That's 2 Resident Evils.
I think
I need
you know
a
what I
good
think it was.
palate cleanser.
I think the problem is we're definitely needing another game to play. I think the problem was that like tonight it was just I was trying so hard to save content for the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
I don't think we should do a game after or like before. Like we were
the way we did Bloodborne that one time was all right.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
So
we'll definitely not. The problem was, and for those of you who are gonna see like the fucking 5 of you, who cares? We had Jesse on. Jesse was a great guest, and we had there's a lot of really fun moments on that cast, but. Either ours or his
or
fucking
Discord.
Or Discord's
there are 3
internet
potential culprits.
Yeah.
We're not sure who.
It was the same problem that happened with Lyle, but nowhere near as bad.
Yeah.
I think that it was
way
just,
worse than Lyle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
So we will try and get Jesse on again. Good friend of ours. Really fun guy.
Fly him
Very
down
unfortunate that happened.
for this incredibly prestigious event.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. And also, hey, let me know, YouTube people, would you like to see the Twitch VODs playthroughs either cut down or Let's Play style uploaded? What do you people want between real videos that are coming, I promise?
Keep knocking on that wood. I'm really...
Something.
So the whole E3 concept, me and Max were talking about it, like... I got kind of disenfranchised with the concept, considering literally everyone and their fucking mother had an E3 video like that week, and I was like, well, we're just gonna miss it because we're just too busy, and I'm okay with the Detroit review right now just being a thing, and the Detroit reviews, I think it's very funny, so we'll see what happens, and it has a lot of things that I think that should be talked about that no one else is really talking about on the reviews.
Yeah,
So.
And that is a problem. Right now, we are both at very busy times in our lives. My schedule will hopefully be either freeing up or at the very least be more consistent to the point where maybe I can write a thing. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for listening. That's it.
Take a nap, guys. It's fucking late. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like 12 a.m., dude. My mom's gonna kill me.